The following is a presentation of Grayson Publishing.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs Football. Howe Bulldogs Football, brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Bucksnort Barbecue, Howe Athletic Booster Club, Techway, and Meacham State Farm.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Knight Furniture, Independent Financial, Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Star Auto Body, Juan Enciso, Farmers Insurance.
Jalen Thornton looking for another seam. Spins out of another tackle. He is electric.
Also brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Hit Exteriors LLC, Polio's Pizza Cafe, GCEC, Goodfellas Barbershop, Rapid Electric, Legend Bank, Corefits Gym, Pradera Mobile Home Community, Ann's Realty Group, Don's Smokehouse, Quick Check Convenience Stores, Texas Bred Lifestyle, Family Attorney Kimberly Killebrew, Grayson Garage Door.
It's a Haley's Comet for the first time in his career.
Now let's open the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Bonnie Walker.
Finally, dogs. It's opening night of the high school football season across the state of Texas, at least for small schools. But most importantly, it's opening night for the Howe Bulldogs and their fans, coaches, and players. Not everyone can get a ticket during these topsy-turvy times, but if you close your eyes, you can still hear the sounds of the stadium.
Stephen Oldham. Chase Fountain to Alex Torres. Ryan Ross.
Tonight, Howe brings their young, talented, skill position offense to Callisburg, where they played last back in 2016. Howe won that night 44-7 and found out after the game that their playoff seeding had improved. Tonight, a brand new season, and 2020 is coming into focus. Sit tight. No more socially distancing from the pigskin. It's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party.
Justin, Bucksnort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is closing in on an all-time record. They have given away 37 free birthday buffets so far this month.
That's where all you have to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnort Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They even include the drink.
Well, from this angle, they'll keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
It's birthday time in Texas.
Oh, geez. Stop saying everything's in Texas.
Well, Bucksnort Barbecue is in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Vic and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask that you back the Dogs and become a member today. Go visit the Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Have a great year, Bulldogs.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party. Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's seniors.
This week we're joined with Cameron Langford and Joey Heimall. So Cameron, let's talk to you first. First time to play football in a while. When did you last play?
7th grade year.
Did you get persuaded to play or what's the deal?
A little bit of both. Coach Shay's been trying to get me to come out for a couple years now, and I finally bought into it.
So Colton Thurman left. He's the same situation last year, came in and ended up with a Big Dog Award. Does that mean anything to you?
I mean, it sweetens the pot a little bit, but I'm more focused on team success and individual.
How is it so far being a part of a football team?
I like it. It's a great opportunity to join as a family and gain a brotherhood out of it.
So you're known for basketball. What do you think about the new head basketball coach, Forsyth?
I'm liking him so far. Brings a good energy, and I think he's got the opportunity to turn the team around. I think he can.
Other than basketball and football, what other activities are you involved with at Howe High?
I'm a member of the National Honor Society.
What role will you play on the team this year?
Hope to be a big playmaker at the wide receiver, do anything I can to help the team out.
First Friday Night Lights. Will you be nervous?
I think there's going to be a little nerves going into it, but I think once we get going and get ready to go, I think I'll be good.
Callisburg?
I think they're a good team, but I think we match up just as well.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
All right, let's kick it on over here to Joey Heimall now. Now, it is Heimall. Let's get this straight. You punked me last week. I asked you your name. You said Joey Heimall. What's up with that?
We had got it changed, and I didn't know what it was.
So you haven't played football in a while either. When's the last time you played?
My freshman year.
And what was it like your freshman year? I guess JV, what was it like then compared to now?
It's different, harder.
So with COVID-19, did you honestly think there'd be a football season?
No, I didn't. I thought we would get shut down because of it.
A lot of coaching changes. What do you think so far?
I love the coaches this year. I think they're great.
Do you have a favorite?
Coach Headcox.
Okay, all right. So you're making an impact in the secondary. He's a defensive coach. That makes sense. Is that a goal that you set for yourself? Is making an impact on defense?
Yes, sir, I did.
So talk about that. What are your responsibilities on defense as a safety?
To not let the ball get past me and to hit people.
So on any given night, who are you going to be hanging around, or who's some of your friends on this team?
Clay Barnett is the main one.
All right. What do you expect to see from Callisburg tonight?
I expect them to come out and play their hardest, and us play our hardest too.
All right, that's the Senior Spotlight with Cameron Langford and Joey Heimall. We'll be right back.
Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Buying and or selling your next home should be an enjoyable experience. At Ann's Realty Group, our commitment to the personal relationship of the transaction ensures not only the level of communication that you deserve, but also the assurance that we will be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. The flexibility that the freedom of being an independent brokerage allows us to be fully at your service as you need us to be. Ann's Realty Group, Ann Dick and Broker for all your real estate needs. 903-818-2676.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party. Today's District 5 3A Division I Roundup is brought to you by Grayson Garage Door. Now let's join the blizzard. Blake Burnett with the District 5 3A Division I Roundup.
Once again, the Howe Bulldogs received no favors from the UIL in realignment. Howe, with 356 students, was 6 over the cutoff, and they were thrown into one of the toughest 3A Division I districts this season. Pottsboro is picked to win the district, followed by Winsboro, Mineola, Mount Vernon, Rains, Commerce, Howe, and Bonham. 8-team districts are tough for everyone. 4 teams get in, so all 8 teams will be battling that out this season. 2 players to watch for in the district is the preseason offensive MVP, Pottsboro quarterback Braden Pyler, and the preseason defensive MVP, Mineola linebacker Travion Sneed. Pottsboro will start this season against Community. Look for the Cardinals to score a lot of points this season, with quarterback Braden Pyler returning and wide receiver Titus Lyons. Winsboro starts the season against Paul Pruitt. This is the best game of the week that consists a District 5 3A team. Winsboro looks to pound the football this season, with 1,600-yard rusher Dominique Allen returning. Mineola will start the season against Canton. They will look to use their do-it-all player Dawson Pendergrass, who was a district newcomer of the year as a freshman a season ago. Rains will start their season against Farmersville. Quarterback Luke Shepard will run their pistol to perfection. Commerce will start their season against Edgewood, and they are bringing back true speedster Jaden Wilson at the quarterback position. Howe will start the season against Callisburg. Quarterback Austin Haley looks to guide the Bulldogs in the right direction this season as they make a push for the playoffs. Bonham starts the season against Quitman. Quarterback Mason Rodriguez looks to bring the magic back that his brother had for Bonham. A lot of good games here in Week 1 as all 8 teams start their quest for the playoffs. District 5 3A looks to have a lot of competition all the way down the stretch of the season.
Today's District 5 3A Division I Roundup is brought to you by Grayson Garage Doors. You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party.
Are you motivated?
Coach, we're highly motivated for Sonic.
What?
Coach, you know we're rough and tough, but sometimes we just need a burger, tots, and a shake.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you're going to Sonic and Howe, pick me up some of those handmade onion rings.
Yes, sir. Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
Cooler heads prevail in football, and for over 50 years, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been keeping the Bulldogs cooled off. Not too many have reached 50 years in Howe, but Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been at 215 North Denny Street since Richard Nixon was president. But there's nothing tricky about Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. They have a great reputation by servicing all brands. If the heat gets to you, call them at 903-532-6255.
Corfit Gym on Haining Street in Howe has a lot of new things to offer. Did you know they have an Iron Mike batting cage for baseball and softball lessons with on-site instructors? They also have a brand new stand-up tanning bed. Corfit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. Corfit Gym memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. Corfit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Haining Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
Who, why, and how? Who are we? We're Pradera Mobile Home Community. Why live in Pradera? Because of Howe. Howe, Texas, that is. Howe is a small community with an outstanding school district and close proximity to all amenities you need. Pradera Mobile Home Community is tucked away between Highway 75 and Highway 5 near Bulldog Stadium. Our residents love that our community is so clean. They also love their 2 parks and their swimming pool. Pradera Mobile Home Community, 903-532-0014.
Welcome to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coach's Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Bill Jalen.
All right, welcome to the first edition of the Buffalo Wild Wings Coach's Corner. We're here with head coach Bill Jalen of the Howe Bulldogs. COVID-19, it's been a crazy year. I've never seen anything like this. How did it affect you and maybe your athletic program?
Well, on a personal note, it affected me, getting quarantined, or not quarantined, but, we were home and, in our house for multiple months, 1 or or 2 months, and that kind of put a strain on your marriage a little bit. I think my wife was like, "You need to go to work now. You need to go to work now." But it affected us, from a family side. My little boy, as you all know, is autistic, and if he ever caught it, that would put us in a whirlwind and stuff like that. But from the athletic program, my heart goes out to our seniors that graduated last year because they lost their spring sports with baseball, softball, track, golf, tennis, and everything. And then, put a big strain on our football program going into this year, not having 3 months of off season. I mean, that hurts any team, not being able to be in the weights and the running for those 3 months. So when we got them back in June, it was, get them back in shape as quick as we could, which I was really happy with our kids. They came in good shape so that you could tell they were doing things on their own at home. But, we saw it early in camp this year, with a couple injuries right off the bat. And, you can chalk that up to bad luck, or you can chalk it up to that we didn't have a full off season, because my first year here we had a lot of injuries and I didn't have a full off season with them. Last year we had minimal injuries all year long because we had a full off season. So this year, my biggest fear is, will we have more injuries due to not having a full off season? And it all goes back to that COVID thing. Yeah. So.
Well, before COVID, back in February, the UIL lowered the boom on Howe again. Second time in a row, you were over by 6 students, dropping back down to Division II. And not only that, they put you in an 18 district with where you need like a chartered plane to get to some of these places.
Yeah, absolutely. Travel's going to be brutal. I mean, fortunate this year the way the schedule drew on the varsity level, we got all 5 of the East Texas schools at home. But next year, that puts us on the road, puts our JV traveling this year. But no, UIL did not do us any favors. This, to me, is the toughest district in 3A Division I, maybe outside of a couple of the South Texas districts. I mean, I firmly believe the state champion will come out of either our district or our region, no matter what. So, yeah, it just puts us at a complete disadvantage on Friday nights. I mean, we're playing schools that are 100 plus more than us enrollment wise. They'll be 2 platooning. Our kids are going both ways, and it's just we didn't even get any favors from UIL, so I'm not a big fan of UIL right now.
You touched on the seniors from a year ago. You lost some big ones, J.C. Help and Stell, and some others. What are you going to take away? It was a great senior class, and you talked about that last year. Mm-hmm. What are you going to remember the most about that senior class?
I'm going to remember that senior class was just a good group of kids that really set a strong foundation for what we're trying to build in our Howe athletic program. They were good leaders. They really brought the younger kids and took them under their wing and everything like that. So it was just, I guess, couldn't ask more of those kids. I mean, J.C. Heppenstall, Leighton Elvington, Caden Harmon, Arturo Louder, those kids, Jaron Ing, I mean, Stephen Walter, I can name all of them. I mean, Hunter Brusso, I mean, I can name a ton. But that senior class just set a really good foundation for our football program, and I was very proud of them. I miss them dearly, but I couldn't have asked more from them. They set Bulldog pride as an example, because we saw it every game last year. They never quit. They kept fighting as hard as they could, and that's what we're trying to build.
We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Corner.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout is limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit one offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
Coach, a new coaching staff. Tell us about the new faces.
We've got several new faces on the staff this year. I'll start with Jeremy Forsyth, is coaching our B-backs, which is our fullback position, and he's also our head boys basketball coach. Will assist in track. Got him out of North Carolina. I mean, so
it's a basketball state.
Basketball state, yeah. He's going to be a great addition and is a great addition to our staff, not only in the basketball program but in football as well. He played defensive end in college, so he's got a strong football background. But what I loved about Jeremy the most was his passion for basketball is like my passion for football, and that's what we need in our basketball program. A guy that has the same passion for the sport as I have for football, because those kids need that. And I wanted a guy that's going to be here for several years, because we need to establish a program in basketball, not a new coach every year or every 2 years. Hired Jeffrey Garrett, got him from Durant, Oklahoma. he is an outstanding coach. He's coaching. He's one of those guys that this year is doing 2 positions for us. He's coaching our inside linebackers and also coaching our X's and Y's. And he's just a great addition to the staff. Plus, he's a really good handyman. He can fix a lot of things. So I really am excited about having him on there. Next coach will be Mark Hedgecox. Came in, coached with Mark at J.J. Pierce, and him and I kind of grew up in the 3-3 stack mentality. And people think that we're a 3-3 stack team, but if you watch us in the scrimmage, we're really not. We go from a 3-man front to a 4-man front to a 5-man front and everything else. But where Mark is really helping me is in the back end with the secondary kids, and we're very young on the back end, so he's really doing a good job with them. But he's an outstanding coach. We'll also be an assistant basketball coach, assistant baseball coach as well. Going through the list here. Drew Murray. I grabbed Drew Murray up last year about Christmas time, got him sold into coming to Howe. He was at Celeste, but he was at VA for 10 years prior to that, so I consider stealing him from VA, and that's always a win for us. But Drew is our offensive coordinator, be our head track coach, and also going to help with tennis. But he's done a great job with our offense. I mean, he came in and was meeting with me constantly, trying to figure out what's the best system for our kids. And then when the COVID hit, he was there every day with me on the Zoom meetings with the kids and everything else. So I'm real excited about Drew. He's a great, and plus he's an O-line guy. Whenever you get an offensive coordinator that's an O-line guy, that's always a plus. And the last coach is Brent Brecken. He's our assistant principal at the middle school, and he's assisting with junior high football, high school football, junior high basketball, and junior high track. And we got him from Maybank, and I have a lot of respect for Zach Hudson, who was here prior to us. And with Brent wanting to get into administration, Zach highly recommended him, and we value Zach's word. So he's going to be a good coach for us as well.
So the new offensive coordinator, as you mentioned, Drew Murray, he brings the triple option. So when you hear that, a lot of people think, oh, that's Barry Switzer going to run the wishbone. It's not really like that, is it?
No, we're a spread team. It's really a spread pistol is what we are, and we're still 2x2, 3x1. Tight end wing, things like that, and it's the triple option is our bread and butter with our plays and midline, but you'll see us do a lot of spread things with it. We're still running GT, we're still running zone, we're still running quarterback read plays, RPO games, but we didn't abandon our passing game by any means, and you can't with Austin. I mean, Austin we're truly blessed to have him as our quarterback. And, so we kept all our passing game in check and everything. So really we're like Gunner. Gunner's offense is what we're running. We went over and met with Jake Fazell, the head coach at Gunner, and I really give him a lot of props. He let us come over there, watch film with him, do everything. Because when I interviewed Drew was, a spread offense like we ran last year. But as we started evaluating what we had coming up and everything, we kind of went to this offense. And I'll be honest with you, it's the first time I feel as a head coach that we got an offense that fits our 7th grade team, our 8th grade team, our JV team, and our high school, our varsity team. So, I kind of feel now we got an offense in place for the first time that we can establish for the next 3 or 4 years.
So you have a lot of, we've been talking about the youth movement for a number of years now, that the future's bright. They're coming. Well, some of them are starting to trickle in, and you've got a lot of sophomores and talented sophomores.
We do. We have a lot of sophomores starting on the varsity this year, or that will get a lot of significant playing time, and that's always a good thing. And it's a bad thing just because it's going to take them 2 or 3 games to get used to the speed of the game and Friday night lights and everything else. But we do have a very young team, so we are going to go through growing pains, and you guys will see that through the first couple games. Mistakes will be made, not because the kid is playing bad. It's just that they're young and inexperienced, and they got to catch up to that. But yeah, we have a very young football team, but we do have a strong senior class. We still have 16 seniors on our roster, but a lot of those seniors, this will be their first Friday night football game tomorrow night, or tonight, excuse me. And then. But also there's 3 or 4 seniors out there that haven't played football in the past that I've gotten to come out and play football, like Joey Heimall hasn't played since his freshman year. Caleb Walmern hasn't played since junior high. Colby Taylor, hasn't played since junior high. If he even played at all in junior high, I don't know that. But, we got 3 seniors right there that are going to have significant, 2 seniors and a junior, they're going to have significant playing time for us, but this is their first time playing football, and in several years.
You seem to have a knack at that. You know, Thurman and Brusso last year, you know, got the awards at the end of the year. So maybe we'll see that again from some of those newcomers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Callisburg had a down year last year, 0-10 on the season. So they went out and hired one of the best head coaches in North Texas, and Eddie Gill, big track record there. How do you think he will affect their program, and what do you expect to see from them tonight?
Coach Gill is an outstanding coach. You know, I first met Coach Gill back in 2005. I was a middle school scout in Frisco and went up to scout Whitesboro, and to this day I still remember Eddie Gill coming out and bringing our coaching staff that was there, Dr. Peppers, and just hanging out with us while we were waiting for the trade film, because that was back in the VHS days and stuff like that. But I just have a ton of respect for Coach Gill. He'll do a great job over there, and you can see the improvement just on film when I watch their scrimmage. He's definitely got them going in the right direction, but he'll have them moving. I mean, he'll have them playing. They're going to be prepared to play tomorrow night. That's no doubt, because he's just an outstanding coach. We match up very well with Callisburg, I believe, skill-wise. I believe they're a little bigger than us up front, but I think we're stronger than them up front. But, you know, film can be deceiving sometimes, you know, when you actually see it live and going, it could always be different. But I think we match up with him well. He's going to have he's kind of running some option game too in his offense, but, you know, he'll have them ready to go. But I think it's a good matchup for us for our first game.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party.
Members, economic participation, autonomy and independence, education. You're known for being at Whitesboro for a long time, turning that program around from what it was to what it is now, which is pretty good. How fun was that?
Oh, it was great. I mean, you know, it was a lot of hard work there at the first, but the kids responded to what we were trying to do and bought in, and it turned, and now they're still seeing that great run of success there.
You've got a ton of experience. Any of that help you in COVID?
Not at all. I mean, it's a new world every time we wake up in the morning. So I'm just tickled pink that we're getting to play football, and glad to have that. You know, I don't have a whole lot of more season. I couldn't afford to miss this season, so real happy about getting to play.
Not a lot of people know this, but you played for legendary Gordon Wood down in Brownwood. Talk about what kind of coach he was.
Well, he's won more state championships than anybody else in the state of Texas, which that says a lot right there. He was a guy that wasn't, no frills, very strict, very straightforward. I tried to do the same, and I mean, there was no substitute for hard work, and that's constant even in today's glitz and glamour of how fast you are and how long you can throw the ball. I mean, we threw the ball 4 times a game whether we needed to or not, you know, and so I was pleased. I was proud to play for Coach Wood, proud to be a Brownwood Lion, and I'm glad to be back in maroon and white. You know, I started in maroon and white, and so it looks like I'll finish in maroon and white.
So one thing he did was wear the coat and tie on the sidelines all the time. You've done that for a long time, kind of a tribute to him, I believe. Are you still doing that even in August?
Well, it's a dress shirt and tie in August and in September. When it gets a little bit cooler, then the coat will come out. But yeah, I did that for a long time, even during August. But you know, I'm just softer now. You know, I'm just not as tough as I used to be.
Wildcats had a rough year a year ago before you got here, and I guess it's your job to turn them around just like you did Whitesboro.
Well, the kids are buying in. You know, they're working hard. I mean, we do. We have a lot of work to do. I mean, Coach Jack and his staff did a good job. They had some really unfortunate things happen. I mean, they averaged 5 or 6 turnovers a game last year, so you can't hardly win a football at any level doing that. So, you know, we've got some things to get done, but the kids are working hard, and you know, we'll see how it goes.
All right, that's legendary head coach Eddie Gill for the Callisburg Wildcats. The Opposite Corner is brought to you by Texas Bred Lifestyle. Show that you are Bulldog bred with one of our Howe Bulldog Bred custom hats. Visit Texas Bred Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmer's insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with the Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor.
The date, August 28th, has been the season opener twice before in Howe Bulldogs history. Each time has seen the Bulldogs win. In 2009, Howe opened at Blue Ridge with a 27-9 win, and in 2015 beat Bonham 41-14 at Bulldog Stadium. Jaden Matthews scored the Dogs' first touchdown of the season that night for a team that would play in the area championship. Howe's opponent tonight is Callisburg, who the Dogs have handled nicely since the opening game in 1967. Howe has a 10-3 record versus the Wildcats and has outscored them 326-205 in the series. Howe's losses came in that initial game in 1967 and in 2006 and 2007. The Dogs have currently won 4 in a row against Callisburg that dates back to 2010. The high water mark for Howe was a 50-0 win in 1991. The low water mark was a 63-6 loss in 2007. Howe head coaches Buck Smith, Jim Fryer, Joey McQueen, and Zach Hudson each beat Callisburg twice in their eras. In the first ever matchup, the Wildcats' Ronnie Morrell scored the first touchdown in the series on a 9-yard quarterback keeper. Howe's Tommy Robertson scored the Bulldogs' first points in the series on a 3-yard touchdown run. The largest margin of victory came in 1991, when the soon-to-be district champion Howe Bulldogs featured one of the best defenses in school history and allowed Callisburg only 52 yards of total offense in a rain-soaked evening in the Upper East Side of Cook County. Brian Thomas opened the game with an 85-yard kickoff return, and Howe never looked back. Scott Grogan ran a 42-yard punt back for a touchdown, and Domingo Rivera rushed for 2 touchdowns. Other scores were made by Michael Bailey, Jay Carson, and Brian Freeze. Monty Walker booted a 28-yard field goal to go along with 5 PATs. Downs forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party.
Buying and or selling your next home should be an enjoyable experience. At Ann's Realty Group, our commitment to the personal relationship of the transaction ensures not only the level of communication that you deserve, but also the assurance that we will be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. The flexibility that the freedom of being an independent brokerage allows us to be fully at your service as you need us to be. Ann's Realty Group, Ann Dick and Broker, for all your real estate needs. 903-818-2676.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5222.
Are you motivated?
Coach, we're highly motivated for Sonic.
What?
Coach, you know we're rough and tough, but sometimes we just need a burger, tots, and a shake.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you're going to Sonic and Howe, pick me up some of those handmade onion rings.
Yes, sir. Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
Cooler heads prevail in football, and for over 50 years, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been keeping the Bulldogs cooled off. Not too many have reached 50 years in Howe, but Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been at 215 North Denny Street since Richard Nixon was president. But there's nothing tricky about Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. They have a great reputation by servicing all brands. If the heat gets to you, call them at 903-532-6255.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
A pandemic is described as occurring over a wide geographic area affecting an exceptionally high proportion of the population. Are we talking about COVID-19? Or are we talking about high school football?
Screen pass. Thornton spins out of a tackle, has a first down, inside the 10, to the 5. He won't quit. He's in. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. It's touchdown time in Texas.
Whether your mask is half full or half empty, it's been a while since the Dogs have returned this many talented players.
Haley wants to throw again, and he's got a wide open Jordan Jones, and you can kiss him long gone goodbye.
Tonight, the season begins. The last time Howe played Callisburg, it was dog biscuits for everyone.
This could be 6, 15, 10, no flags. Oh, mama! He took it to the house
just right when they needed it. It's time for the 77th season. It's the 2020 season opener. It's the Howe Bulldogs and the Callisburg Wildcats. Here we go, live from the Upper East Side of Cook County. It's Howe Bulldogs football, and it's football time in Texas.
Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Polio's Pizza Tailgate Party. On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well, if you can't get up for this, it's high school football. When you didn't think there was going to be high school football, man alive, you got to be excited. I know I am. And COVID, I don't like you, but we're here tonight, Justin White, and I can't wait to get going.
Head linesman Bill Renshaw, line judge Caleb Shipman,
I tell you,
back judge Josh Burns.
I haven't seen live action of any high school sports since the girls' regional final, so I'm ready to see something here tonight, see some hitting going on, and it's a beautiful night for football.
You know, I shared a picture earlier of John Belushi with his sunglasses and his hair slicked back. Justin's got that look going.
Yes,
He's got his John Belushi glasses on up here. It's hot. We understood it was about 106 degrees at one point when we pulled up here. It's not that bad right now. Sun's about 4 inches off the ground as far as I can tell. But it's still a little warm up here. It's a little stuffy. Caroline Slauson is down on the sideline somewhere. For our first night furniture sideline report of the year, I don't see her.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, whoa, coming in hot. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
Hey, just down here talking to the band. They're getting all nice and 6 feet apart, so it's great. But it's a hot one down here. 100 degrees here at the Berg, and the high is 100, low 78. So hopefully we'll get there soon.
Yeah, I hope so. And she said the Berg, across the way on the other side of the field, the field house over there, they've changed it. It used to just say Callisburg Wildcats on the signs over there, and now they've changed it to Welcome to the Berg. Now, one thing about the Berg that we've noticed is the storm. A storm came through here a couple of months ago and completely destroyed one arm of the field goal post. They had to put one arm back up, and the scoreboard ripped it all the way down, so it's just laying on the ground. It's working. We do have a scoreboard, but it's
at field level.
It is. They're not going to air out the scoreboard tonight, right? So we have Justin White with us as color analyst again, Carson Grogan, our engineer, Blake Burnett doing stats, and we have Caroline Slauson, as you heard, doing sidelines all year long, and a new member of the crew, an intern for us, freshman Jake Roberts. So Jake, we interviewed him about 3 years ago when he was in 6th grade. We brought him on during the half, and to get his perspective, he's always wanted to be a sports broadcaster. So.
Nice.
He's up here with us trying to learn the ropes, and hopefully you learn the good habits and not the bad. But let's go over the starting lineups. This is the Hit Exterior starting lineup. And, Justin, why don't you go ahead with Callisburg. And let me give you a little cheat right here. The slot is Barthold.
Barthold, okay.
Barthold, okay, so
all right,
go.
Let's start from the offensive line. Starting at left tackle, probably should have been a Bulldog, Tyler Howe. At left tackle, left guard is Rowan Brown. At center is Justin Garner. At right guard is Jacob Weir. And at right tackle is Gavin Mercer. Playing the Z position, wide receiver, Carlos Mata, number 24. The X, wide receiver, Destin War. Let's see if I get this right on the slot here. Caleb Barthold that you just gave the hint to. Joseph Cerna at fullback, at running back, Brandon Trammell, and at quarterback, number 12, junior Jake Pollard.
And he'll be out of the pistol most of the time tonight. They do have a tight end that they'll run out there as well. And it's Colton Rohrball. He's number 45, so I may call him Colt 45. I don't know if that's politically correct these days, but Colt 45 we'll go with. So let me start with the Howe Bulldog defense. Up front for the Bulldogs will be Jackson Adkins, Will Fleming, and Dakota Harrington in that 3-3 front, 3-3 stack look. But the linebackers will have a joker along with the 3 linebackers. And they are Bryce Crosby, Carson Daniels, Colby Taylor, and Ethan Lopez. The secondary tonight will be cornerbacks Jordan Jones and Jalen Thornton. And the strong safety Ryan Huff and the free safety Joey Heimall. They have 3 returning starters, which are Jordan Jones, Thornton, and Adkins. But they start 6 seniors, 2 juniors, and 3 sophomores. And Justin, how about the Callisburg defense?
All right, start on the defensive line. On the defensive ends, Will Fields and Hokie DeAnda playing on the defensive ends. Defensive tackle are Joseph Cerna and Rowan Brown. At linebacker, middle linebacker Colton Simpson, weak side linebacker Carl Moore, and at strong side linebacker Braden Trammell. In the secondary at cornerbacks, Carlos Mata and Destin Moore. At the safeties, Jake Pollard and Kobe Montgomery at free safety.
So for Howe on offense, Jackson Adkins, Raul Hernandez, Matthew Bearden, Jonathan Meneses, and Seth Key on your offensive line. Your wide receiver, Ryan Huff. Your quarterback, Austin Haley. Last year had 1,598 yards, 16 touchdowns, and we'll tell you where he is on the all-time list after only his freshman year throughout the game. Tight end is Colby Taylor, the wingback Ethan Lopez, the fullback Carson Daniels, and the halfback Jalen Thornton, who had over 1,000 yards rushing last year and 11 combined touchdowns to go along with 388 receiving yards. That is your Hit Exterior starting lineup. Hit Exterior is your hometown Howtown roofing company, roofing with the Bulldog pride, one shingle at a time. Opponent overview. Justin, you want to go over Callisburg a little bit?
Well, what I can tell is we don't really know a whole lot, being it's Coach Gill's first game here. But what I can tell you is this team is starting out from the bottom, trying to build it from the ground up. They went 0-10 last season, and then you have bring in Coach Gill to try to rebuild this program after he rebuilt Whitesboro But I don't know if you've ever been around a coach or a team where they squeeze the most out of a player, out of a team.
And now for the
I think that's
Callisburg
what
School
Coach Gill
song.
is going to do with this team here. He's got a team coming in. They probably don't have the talent, don't have the horses as Howe, but they're going to run through a brick wall for him. They're going to play hard. They're going to play discipline. I know that's one thing that he's going to try to focus on. They averaged 5 to 6 turnovers a game last year, so that you're not going to win ball games no matter who you are. But I think it's going to be a hard-nosed team to play hard. Hopefully the Bulldogs be able to keep them off.
You're going to see a lot of pistol formation from Jake Pollard tonight for Callisburg. The opponent overview is brought to you by Don Smokehouse, the best jerky around, never using MSG, gluten, or dextrose, located in downtown Howe, and donsmokehouse.com. The Howe Bulldogs overview, Coach Jailing back for his 3rd year as head coach for the Howe Bulldogs. He's 14-45 overall, 6-14 here at Howe. He's 45 years old, San Antonio, transferred to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania as a youngster, and that's why he's a big Steeler fan and why Howe looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers of black and silver. And Howe went 3-7 a year ago. You'll still see the same type of offense from a year ago. They're going to throw it a lot. They're also going to run it a lot. They'll be very balanced, you would think. Bringing in Drew Murray as the offensive coordinator. You'll see Austin Haley run a lot more than he did last year. It may not be a whole lot, but it'll be a lot more than he did last year. So offensively, Howe will be, you expect Howe to still be really good offensively. Defensively, you've got to replace a lot of those starters like J.C. Helpenstell, Leighton Elvington, who had a lot of tackles, a lot of turnovers last year. And they're going to have to make sure Joey Heimall can man that free safety spot because that keeps Austin Haley off the defensive side of the field. Your Howe Bulldogs overview brought to you by Goodfellows Barbershop. Goodfellows Barbershop in downtown Howe, specializing in all cuts and styles and straight razor shaves. Experience the old school feel at Goodfellows Barbershop in downtown Howe. Let's do a final thought. So let me think about, we don't want to give expectations of scores, maybe perhaps, or predictions perhaps. Maybe you do. But Justin, go ahead and give me your final thought of this game before we get started.
I think the Bulldogs will be able to put up a lot of points. You talked about all the returning starters that they have. I think the defense is going to be, I don't want to say the question mark, it'll be the unknown. We just don't know what to expect the defense. They're replacing a lot of people from last year. There's going to be a lot of youngsters on that side of the ball. But offensively, they should be able to stay in the game today.
All right, and Caroline, you want to give us a final thought tonight? Are you down there?
Yes, I'm down here waiting on the coin toss. Man, I'm just ready to get this football season started. We didn't know if it was going to happen, and we're all just glad to be here.
Okay, so my final thought, I will give Howe the edge tonight. They're picked by 10. I'm going to give them 14.
Okay.
I think we're going to see Austin Haley and Jalen Thornton and Jordan Jones and offensive company do some damage. The question mark obviously is the defense, and we'll find out a lot about that tonight. But I'm going to go ahead and give Howe the nod to start out our very first Rapid Electric final thought. Rapid Electric, don't get shocked. Call them at 903-421-8100. That's your Rapid Electric final thought. And we're just about ready for the coin toss, I believe. Well, they haven't walked out of there, so let's give you the officials. Tonight they're out of the Fort Worth chapter. The referee is John Burt, the umpire Wiley Payne, the head linesman is Bill Renshaw, and the line judge Benjamin Caleb Shipman. The back judge is Joshua Burns, and they're out of the Fort Worth chapter again. Howe will come out tonight in their white jerseys, black numbers, black helmet, black pants with the thick gray stripe, very 1980s look. And the one thing that really makes them look like 1980s is the dogs in script on their helmet. First time that's been there since 1988. So Howe looking sharp, and maybe a little flux capacitor, if you will, for the Bulldogs.
They look good.
So Callisburg and Howe, we think we might see some Austin Haley numbers tonight. If you're interested to know what the record is for a Howe passer on this field through the years, 150 yards is the most Howe has ever thrown for on this field. Okay. 2 touchdown passes is the most Howe's ever thrown for, and that's been done a couple of times here on this field. Actually, no, those came at home against Callisburg. 1 touchdown pass is the record here at this field for a Howe Bulldog passer. That's Chase Fountain, and that's Jamie Engel in 1988. So if you're Austin Haley and you want to start knocking down some of these records, one over here, all you got to do is pass for 151 yards and throw for 2 touchdowns, and there you go.
I would expect he could do that. He did it a few times last year.
So I'm hearing some popping. I think that may be Jake's phone again. Hearing some popping. So here come the Howe Bulldogs through the tunnel for the first time in 2020. Jordan Jones leads the Dogs out, holding the Howe Bulldogs flag. And I believe it is Jalen Thornton holding the Texas flag. And they're going to meet down around the goal line in the south end zone. All take a knee. And they're all saying a prayer right there before this one can get underway. Again, Caroline, our Night Furniture sideline reporter, will have our coin toss live in the huddle here momentarily.
We got a good little showing from the Bulldog fans.
Yeah, unbelievably, you know, in this situation, you would think that, you know, the crowd would be pretty thin.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen crowds worse than this, you know, when it wasn't COVID.
Everybody on your feet for your Callisburg!
Well, now you can hear the home PA announcer yell for the Callisburg Wildcats to come through. They're in dark gray pants, maroon jerseys with the dark gray matching over their shoulder pads, and they have white helmets with no logo. So looks like captains are about getting ready to come out on the field. And for the Bulldogs, it appears to be Seth Key that's going to come out by himself. And one captain this year. That's another COVID thing, I'm sure.
This will be interesting to see how this plays out.
So Jake Pollard, the quarterback for Callisburg, walking out with the officials. Only 2 officials and only 2 players. And here's Caroline.
Number 12, Jake Pollard.
Guys, the thing is we're getting to play some football. What we're going to do? Toss, we're going to let White call the ball. Heads, tails, heads. What are you going to call? What did he say?
Seth Key called tails.
It is heads.
And it's heads. And Callisburg has won the toss.
And defer, okay. So
And they are going to defer. Thank you, Caroline, for that. So it appears Howe is going to start with the football first, and they're going to be traveling to the south. Callisburg won the toss.
Wildcats
They'll
have
receive
won
the
the
ball
toss,
to start
and
the
they have
second half, but
deferred to
Howe's
the
going to
second
start it
half.
right now.
That'll be nice. Get the ball in Austin Haley's hands first off the bat and see what this offense can do that we've been waiting to see.
We could ask everyone to stand for, that's able, for prayer.
So we're
Faith
about to have a prayer here at the stadium, and then national anthem, I presume.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you with thankful hearts. We thank you for the opportunity to participate in interscholastic competition once again. We thank you for our school faculty and the sacrifice of their time and patience during these trying times of constantly changing methods of educating our students. Lord, we ask you for your divine protection for all football players, cheer, and band members participating in tonight's game. We ask that you bless all in attendance tonight and provide a safe journey home. We ask all these things and give you all thanks. In Christ's name, amen.
Thank you, Faith. Now, for the playing of the national anthem. And let's get ready for some football.
Football time in Texas.
Well, how about that? All of a sudden the noise came back on. All right. So, how about that? I have no idea. No idea. But our sound, we've been having issues for, ever since the national anthem. Yeah. Hey, thank you, America.
It's all working now, just the right time, huh?
I guess so. Maybe that'll work. All right. So, with that, here's a job of an intern. First job, hand me a Diet Coke. All right. Oh, I got a little too carried away there. All right.
The ball up to the Wildcats.
Here come the Callisburg Wildcats. Let me turn that crowd mic down a little bit. It's a little bit too much, so here we go. The kicker for the Wildcats
back deep for the Bulldogs, number 2
will be Carlos Mata, and he steps it off about 5 yards. Jordan Jones and Jalen Thornton back to receive the first kick of the year. It's football time in Texas. And COVID, despite your ridiculousness, the ball is in the air to start 2020. It's going to be taken at the 22-yard line, near side, hit hard, and down quickly is the up man at the 25-yard line. And for Howe, that is Ryan Huff, who takes a pop right after he fields the ball, and Howe will start 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
Callisburg coming out with some confidence, coming in with that hitting hard. I'm sure that's something Coach Gill is trying to instill in this team, toughness.
All right. So here come the Dogs on offense for the first time this year. Austin Haley in the number 8. Behind him will be Carson Daniels and Jalen Thornton, moving left to right. From our vantage point, high in the sky on top of the press box, it's hot up here. And Haley wants to snap at the pistol, fakes it. He's going to run the option left side. He's going to keep it around the left edge. He's good for about 9 yards on first down. Close to a first down at the 35-yard line. They actually started at the 26, so give him 9.
Kind of a read option there. Takes it to Daniels. Daniels, I thought maybe went a little bit soon. No flag there. And also Haley seeing some of his wheels. We didn't see him run a lot last year. He was able to pick something up there, almost a first down, 9-yard gain.
2nd down and 1. For the Howe offense, moving left to right. Pistol look for Haley, and a little movement, a little early up front for the Dogs. A little bit of anxiousness, perhaps.
Yeah, I saw that on the last play there. It was Daniels last time. I don't know if it was Daniels or maybe one of the linemen that moved that time.
Ethan Lopez into the game as a wing. Colby Taylor into the game as a tight end. They'll back it up 5, and now it's 2nd down and 6 for the Howe Bulldogs.
This pistol look, they want to look similar to Gunner, what Coach Jay said. They still want to spread it out and keep that kind of concept. Receivers out wide.
All right, Haley wants to throw a swing pass, batted down, almost intercepted, and Thornton picks it up, but it's not a lateral. It's an incomplete pass. It was batted down off the edge by the big defensive end, Tyler Howe.
Yeah, I was trying to do a quick screen pass over there, I believe, to Thornton. Yeah, and Howe able to get Tyler Howe, the defensive end, able to get off a block there and knock that down. And it's now 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs.
That penalty could be costly. The motion up front on 2nd and 1. Now it's 3rd down and 6. Man in motion. It's a toss near side. Thornton makes a cut, throws down hard at the 30-yard line, maybe a yard. It'll be 4th down and punt time for the Howe Bulldogs on their first possession of 2020. Let's check down on the sidelines with our Night Furniture sideline report. What you got down there? It's really hot, huh?
Yeah, really hot, but actually I'm in some shade right now. But as we all know, COVID procedures requires 50% capacity. But even with that, all the tickets sold out for Howe High School today early this morning. So got a lot of support in the stands.
Jalen Thornton to punt this one away. And it's an end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce up the Callisburg 40 and take just a few-yard roll, maybe 6, now 7, now 8, to about the 32-yard line. And the Wildcats will start there, moving right to left.
You're right.
Go ahead, Justin.
I say you're right, Monty. That last drive, that penalty when they're at 2nd and 2, ended up costing them.
Wildcats going to start on the 32-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see here, knowing the Bulldogs potency on offense, if the Wildcats will try to play a little keep away here and kind of keep the ball away from the Bulldog offense, keep it away from Haley. Let's see what they do here.
So Callisburg takes it with 10:28 on the clock here in the first from their own 32-yard line. And this is Pollard wanting to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He runs into Carson Daniels and drags Carson Daniels for about 3 yards after contact to about the 39-yard line. A pretty good pickup around the right edge for Pollard on the quarterback keeper.
Pollard may be one of their best athletes here on this team. He rolls out to his right, saw nobody, tucked it and ran, and got him a pretty good gain there.
Second down and 3 perhaps for Callisburg. And they're still discussing what play they're going to run. They run a true pistol close to the line of scrimmage, and now it's a pistol with an eye look. Man comes in motion. This is a toss. Right side, trying to find that outside edge. Flips over, may have a first down. Going to be very close to it as the running back Braden Trammell got the toss. And they do give him the first.
Wildcat first down.
Brought an extra tight end in there to help block and able to free up Trammell there on that right side, show some of his speed and some of his power there as he had an exclamation point on the end of that run, give him a first down.
Ball at the 42-yard line. Callisburg moving right to left. 1st and 10. A little movement up front. It's the left tight end moves, and Colby Taylor made sure of it as he bumped him. Both 45s on the back of their jerseys ran into each other, so that's going to be against Callisburg.
We're seeing both teams a little anxious there, trying to get off the ball.
That's going to be against Howe. They're going to call that against Howe.
Was that encroachment? Or
I guess so. They're going to say that it was Rohrbaugh who we thought moved. I mean, he even grabbed his helmet in disgust, like he did something wrong, but apparently he didn't. It's against Howe. It's going to be 1st down and 5 now as Jordan Jones is out of the game. Caleb Ormond is in. And here comes a reverse to the near side. Big lane up the middle, 40, look out, 30. 20, nobody's going to catch him. The first score of 2020 is a reverse on the other side of the field to number 65, Tyler Howe, the tackle eligible.
Yes. I believe he was over there on maybe the tight end or the slot position there on the wing back and came around on the reverse, had the Bulldogs baffled, and he got the reverse, and he had green pastures all in front of him. And we talked about that unknown to that defense for Howe, and we're seeing it right here tonight.
58 yards for the tackle-eligible Tyler Howe around the edge on the reverse. And now the PAT by Mata. And the hold is on the tee. The kick is up. It's high enough. Looks like it's right down the middle, and it is. So Callisburg takes the first lead of tonight, 7-0 with 9:10 left to go in the first. We'll be right back right after this.
Justin, Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is closing in on an all-time record. They have given away 37 free birthday buffets so far this month.
That's where all you have to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucks North Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They even include the drink.
Well, from this angle, they'll keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
It's birthday time in Texas.
Oh, geez. Stop saying everything Texas.
Well, Bucks North Barbecue is in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Nick and I still love the Dogs, and that's how you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask that you back the Dogs and become a member today. Go visit the Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Have a great year, Bulldogs.
Mr. Mata's kick is the Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. It's going to be taken by Huff again, the sophomore from the 23-yard line. Makes a move to the middle of the field. It is brought down at the 30, about a 7-yard gain by Huff to begin the Howe Bulldogs' second drive. Again, Howe started with a 9-yard run on their very first play of the season, but a false start backed them up, and they couldn't get out of that. And now on their second possession offensively will start from their own 30-yard line.
At this point, you put that in the rearview mirror, you start over, you got a new set of downs, new series. Just forget about that and execute your offense.
So your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Callisburg was 3 plays and 68 yards, ended with a touchdown by Tyler Howe of 58 yards. Here's Austin Haley with Dylan Hughes behind him in the pistol, and the handoff to Hughes, left tackle, and he dives forward. His feet went out from under him, but a good gain of about 6 yards up to the 36.
They made a read there and gave it to Hughes right up the middle. They had a big hole there, and I like Hughes, the way he runs a little bit of a power.
Second down and 4 coming up, 8:44 on the clock here in the first. Just underway, Callisburg up 7-0 after a tackle-eligible 58-yard reverse for a touchdown. Here's a handoff to Hughes up the middle, same play. And that's good for about 3 yards, and a flag comes in late at the back of the play from the back judge.
I thought I saw somebody move early again. I don't think that's what the flag is. But it seemed like the Bulldogs were getting off the line just a little bit early. Luckily, they haven't been called for it. But what is this penalty?
Block below the waist against Howe. So again, another penalty after a good first down run. And that'll back them up here. Let's see where they're going to spot the ball.
Well, it's one thing if you're getting beat, if they're just better than you, but if you're shooting yourself in the foot here, and they've done that here on two straight drives, and this time they're putting themselves back way behind the sticks on 15-yard penalty.
So now back to their own 21-yard line. Ouch. It's second down and a long way, about 20 to go. Haley wants it, drops back, another penalty for Howe. My goodness.
I told you, there's somebody moving early up there on that line.
False start against Howe. Back it up again, legal procedure. So it was second down and 19. Now it's second down and more than that. 24 perhaps. So the ball spotted at the 16-yard line. Second and 24.
They're call a timeout.
And Howe's going to call a timeout. My goodness. Not a good start.
Not.
It's 2020, right? It's 2020.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Handing Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
On second down and very long, Austin Haley rolls around to the right side, has to cut it up to the middle, has lots of room and gets up a lot of yardage, eats up a lot back to the 29-yard line. So a nice job by Haley to scramble and get some of those yards back.
Yeah, that was all Haley right there. Callisburg was expecting the pass, had to fit it downfield. Haley able to avoid tacklers to get a good gain there to make this reasonable.
And now it's third down and 11 with Carson Daniels right behind Haley. The ball goes through his hands and he has to fall on it. He just got a little bit antsy, went too early, wanted to move quickly, but the ball got away from him a little bit. So now it's punt time again for Howe.
Yeah, Jalen Thornton was going into motion. I wonder if he was going to try to throw it to Thornton on the swing pass. But as soon as he got it, he just tried to throw it before he caught it. And caused the fumble, and everything's going wrong here for the Bulldogs.
Not a good start for Howe. 6:49 on the clock. And Thornton is back to punt this one away again. This one, a high kick, goes off the side of his foot. It's going to go near the out-of-bounds mark and will go out of bounds at about the 50. Not a bad punt, but not a great one. And Callisburg, again, starts with pretty good field position. They started for their own 32 on their first drive, but now will start right at midfield.
Well, playing this option type of offense here, defensively, you got to stay on your assignments. Don't try to over-pursue. Everybody's got their assignment.
First down and 10. Right to left goes Callisburg. Again, maroon jerseys, gray pants, and white helmets without a logo. Pistol formation for Jake Pollard. And a fumble on the play. Howe tries to get it. It's still loose for the whistle was blown before anybody had even had possession of it. But Callisburg is going to retain possession.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, the running back there dropped the ball there right there on the floor. And the whistle came in before anybody could cover it.
It was a bad exchange between Pollard and Brendan Kirk, the 5'7", 195-pound fullback. But as soon as the ball hit the turf, the whistles blew. It's game one for the officials, too.
Yeah, I guess everybody's learning here. And there's a conference right now. There's a conference right now going on at about the 50-yard line.
So the official's going to run over and talk to head coach Eddie Gill, who is in his shirt and tie. They're going to replay the down because maybe the inadvertent whistle, possibly. I'm not sure.
Wow. Well, there was no gain when the ball basically went back to the line of scrimmage.
But it would have been second down.
Yeah, okay, yes, true.
So it's still first down. I don't really understand this unless they're going to blame the official here. So here we go, 6:23 on the clock, first quarter. And there's a snap back. Pollard's going to keep it up in the middle again. He's hit hard by Colby Taylor, who drives him backwards. But after a 2-yard gain across across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Great option there, and he took it up the middle there, and finally a little bit of life out of the Bulldogs there with a good hit there on Pollard. Made him remember that run there, only on 2-yard run gain.
Colby Taylor hasn't played football in quite a while. He's a basketball guy, but made a big pop right there. Second down and 8 coming up for Callisburg. And a timeout's going to be called, I believe, by Callisburg. And it is. We'll take a quick one right quick. 5:50 on the clock. We'll be back right after this.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
Second down and 8 coming up for the Dogs. 5:50 on the clock. And Pollard and company come back out on the field. And it'll be another pistol formation. And again, this is the same look they had a moment ago when they fumbled with Brendan Kirk in at the fullback position. 3 receivers out wide to the right. And Pollard wants to roll that way, looking to set up the screen. Now the hammers it deep down the field. Wide open man is caught at the 5, rolls down. Outran his defender, Joey Heimall, and the receiver who brought it in was Grayson Thurman.
Yeah, that was pretty much just a go route downfield. Pollard rolled to his right, threw it down there, and nice adjustment by Thurman to catch that basically with his fingertips falling down. Got behind the coverage, got behind Heimall, and if he wouldn't have fell down there and had diving for it, he would have gone into the end zone for a touchdown.
It's now first and goal from the 5. And it's Kirk in the backfield, along with Flanagan behind Pollard. An I formation, handoff. Oh, Pollard's going to keep it around the left edge, and he's in. Touchdown, Callisburg, and we didn't see this one coming. Eddie Gill, welcome to Callisburg. You've got 2 touchdowns to open the season.
Again, a read option there, and Pollard, again, I said earlier, the best athlete on the field, keeps it for himself. They crashed in, thinking it was going to the running back, and Pollard keeps it and walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
Your hit and exterior scoring drive recap, 3 plays and 50 yards. Mata's PAT is true, and Callisburg has an unexpected 14-0 lead with 5:11 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back right after this.
This is Michelle Cassie with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Buying and or selling your next home should be an enjoyable experience. At Ann's Realty Group, our commitment to the personal relationship of the transaction ensures not only the level of communication that you deserve, but also the assurance that we will be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. The flexibility that the freedom of being an independent brokerage allows us to be fully at your service as you need us to be. Ann's Realty Group, Ann Dick and Broker for all your real estate needs. 903-818-2676.
Number 15, Ryan Huck.
So Mata to boot this one away to Huff again, but they boot it past Jordan Jones and Huff lets it roll in the end zone. A very smart move by the sophomore. They switched positions and put Jordan Jones where Huff was. They were kicking it straight to Huff each time on the first 2 kicks. They switched Huff and Jordan Jones, and they booted it deep this time to Huff. So they're trying to find the sophomore on the field and make him work, but the sophomore thought pretty nicely right there and let it roll into the end zone. Dangerous, but a good move.
Yeah, I fixed that. He got all around it, wanted to pick it up, and then let it roll in the end zone. And me and Blizzard were over here like, pick it up. You might want to win in the end zone, but remembered he goes to the end zone, it's a touchback.
It's going to be offsides against the Wildcats on the kickoff.
So finally a penalty against Callisburg, and it'll be offsides against them. Howe's going to have it at the 30.
Blizzard pointed out to me earlier last drive, the Bulldogs have already racked up 30 yards in penalties.
Wow.
And we're 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
5:07 left to go in the first quarter. Howe trails 14-0, has the ball moving left to right from their own 30-yard line. Haley digs it out the snap. He's going to be sacked in the backfield, brought down at the 25-yard line. A loss of 5, and Howe is going nowhere tonight offensively.
Yeah, he dropped back there, and that play didn't look right from the beginning, and the blocking up front wasn't much better.
Like a loss of 4 on the play.
And then Haley, I think, just knew he was going down, went ahead and took his loss and lived to see another day.
So second down and 14 is Howe's had second and more than 10 a lot tonight. And here's a handoff up the middle, and that's Carson Daniels, and that's a good run up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 9. So far, the fullback dive up the middle has been pretty good.
I was about to say, I was like, keep kind of hitting that interior line there. We saw a run there by Hughes. We've seen a run there by Daniels, kind of your bigger backs. And also, you got to respect the run, the reverse or the swing pass there. You see Thornton who's going in motion. You got to respect him on the outside.
3rd down and 5 coming up for Howe. Man in motion. A high snap. It gets away. This could be trouble. It's going to be recovered by Tyler Howe of Callisburg at the 20-yard line. The man who scored a 58-yard tackle eligible reverse for a touchdown earlier in the game now comes up with a fumble recovery on a high bad snap.
I want to say this in the pregame. I get a chance to. Coach Gill is trying to instill some toughness, and Howe is probably favored in this game, but Lord help the Bulldogs if Callisburg figures out they could beat this team. And right now, they're beating the Bulldogs.
The Howe's beating themselves.
Yeah, true. Well, offensively, though, the Wildcats are doing what they need to do, too.
Callisburg has the ball at their own 21, at the Howe 21-yard line. Pollard wants to throw. steps back, sets up the screen. And that's Montgomery coming left side, getting a block from Mata. He gets cut off, makes a move at the 5. He's in for the touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 20-0, and there's 3:44 left to go in the first. Callisburg on top, and here comes the PAT. My goodness, nothing to cheer about if you're a Bulldog fan so far tonight. Not one thing, maybe a 9-yard run.
Yeah, Joe breaks screen right there. Give it to Mata. He gets blockers downfield and uses athleticism to weave through the secondary of the Bulldogs and go in for the touchdown. And the Bulldogs are shell-shocked right now.
So Pollard to Kobe Montgomery, one play, 21 yards on the hit exterior scoring drive recap. And Mata's PAT is up, and it's true. And Callisburg leads 21-0 in the first quarter with 3:44 left to go. We'll be right back right after this.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Are you motivated?
Coach, we're highly motivated for Sonic.
What?
Coach, you know we're rough and tough, but sometimes we just need a burger, tots, and a shake.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you're going to Sonic and Howe, pick me up some of those handmade onion rings.
Yes, sir. Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa. Those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
I tell you what needs to bring the hammer down is the Howe Bulldog offense. Get on the board right here as they're going to hopefully return the Tech Wave kickoff. Now, Jones and Huff have switched again. So Jones and Thornton will be back deep. And Huff is the up man. And Cooper Jones is the up man on the far side. The freshman. And there's a squib kick up the middle, a high bounce. Huff has it, goes straight down at the 32-yard line. Nice move.
I'm sure that was planned. Huff, you get the ball and you get down.
So Howe will start from their own 32-yard line, down 21-0 with 3:42 left to go in the first. Yes, I said 21-0.
Yes. I think. Go ahead.
The Callisburg Wildcats started on the scoreboard tonight with a 3-play, 68-yard drive on a 58-yard touchdown by tackle-eligible Tyler Howe. And then they scored moments later on a 5-yard touchdown by Jake Pollard, capping off a 3-play, 50-yard drive. And then moments ago, a 21-yard touchdown from Pollard to Kobe Montgomery after a fumble on a bad snap by Howe. And it's been ugly if you're a Howe fan. Left to right goes Howe. And Haley in the pistol. Drops back, and another flag. It's got to be against Howe.
Wow. Was that 35 yards in penalties now?
Procedure against the Bulldogs.
Man, you probably heard the PA procedure against the Bulldogs. They'll back it up to the 29-yard line.
Back it up 5, be first and 15.
Howe just can't get out of their own way tonight.
Really can't.
Haley in the pistol, moving left to right. Carson Daniels into the game right behind him. 2 receivers either side. Haley wants to throw. Drop, step back, under pressure, ducks out of pressure, runs around the left, caught from behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of about 2 yards, back to the 27.
Well, that time he didn't have a lot of protection, a lot of time to throw. Dropped back, and that pocket collapsed quickly. He moved up, gained maybe a yard or so, if that. And they're looking at second and long.
It's been second down and long on each possession. Second down and 15 right here. So Haley with Daniels behind him. 3 receivers on the left, 1 near side. Haley wants to throw across the middle, has Taylor across the middle, and he's got room. He's got a first down at the 45-yard line near midfield. Colby Taylor, the basketball player, makes his first catch as a football player, and it's good for a first. And there's, for the first time tonight, signs of life.
There you go. You build off that. You got your first down of the night. And that's what one thing I was going to say. We're about to get the first down first before you even think about scoring. And right there, Colby Taylor got a big game.
They'll mark it at the 46, first down. There's a toss and another flag on first down. My goodness. It's just hard to watch.
Procedure against the Bulldogs.
Frustrating. Procedure again. Again. And a blizzard tells us it could be procedure every snap if they wanted to call it.
One thing I'm not seeing is it on the offensive line or is it one of the receivers? Okay, so the O-line is having some getting off the ball just a little early.
So back to the 41-yard line. First and 15 again. Man in motion. And this is going to be an inside trap to Cooper Jones, his first carry of his career. And the freshman's going to get 1 yard to the 42-yard line.
Spread him out wide, try to get Jones there in the middle. I like trying to go back to Carson Daniels or Dylan Hughes on the fullback dive. If they had some success with that, go back to that. Of course, you're finding yourself in long yardage situations when you throw the ball.
Huff is split out wide to the left, and Taylor split out wide to the near side. Jones in the slot near side, and Daniels and Thornton. This is going to be Haley running the option near side. Thornton has it. He has to cut on a player. They played it nicely. And back to the original line of scrimmage of this series to the 46-yard line for Thornton. And it's going to be fourth down, I believe. Fourth and 10, or is it third down? It's third down and 10.
Good job there by the Callisburg defense. Moved laterally with Haley. Played assignment football. As soon as he got that to Thornton, they were able to take him down for a minimal gain.
Daniels, the only man in the backfield, and the pistol behind Haley. Three receivers left side, one to the near. Haley looks left side, wants to throw. A little bit of a pressure, flushes him out of the pocket, throws deep down the field. It's going to be caught by Jones at the 40, steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Cooper Jones makes the catch and a first down. Although there's flags down in the backfield, one may be holding and one may be roughing the passer, the Blizzard says.
That was a good grab there by Cooper Jones. We expect a lot from that freshman there. But, yeah, let's sort out the flags here. Haley got hammered pretty good at the end of that play.
We have holding against the Bulldogs. And we have personal foul against the Wildcats. Offset and penalties. Replay the down.
Oh, my goodness. Howe can't catch a break.
It really can't.
I think that's his second. Jalen only touched the ball for the second time a moment ago in the first quarter on that run. But Cooper Jones had a nice grab right there. Got open really on accident. He ran into Jalen Thornton on that play, which sprung him free. The defender took Thornton, and he went out by himself. So it's third down and 10. We're going to replay it again. An I formation behind Haley in the pistol. As everybody's tight, no receiver out far left, but Ryan Huff is split out far to the right. Jones in the slot. An I formation. Haley on third and 10. Wants the ball in the pistol. And he gets it. He's going to hand off to Carson Daniels, who rumbles up the middle past the 50-yard line. And it's going to be fourth down and about 6 for Howe. We'll check down on the sideline with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline. What's the mood down over there? It's been ugly.
For the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is. It's not as lively as it was before, but we're hoping that will change pretty quick.
Yeah, it's been ugly so far. So 14, let's see, 21-0 for Callisburg in the lead. And I think that's going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll see if he snaps it and gets it off. 2-1, he does. This will be the last play of the first quarter. It's a punt by Thornton. It's going to bounce at the 20. Pretty good punt. Will roll to the 10-yard line. And they'll say Huff touched it before the 10. They're going to say Huff touched it at the 13.
I think he did.
He accidentally touched it, apparently. So when we come back, Callisburg will have the ball on the north side of the end zone at their own 13-yard line. We'll be right back.
Cooler heads prevail in football, and for over 50 years, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been keeping the Bulldogs cooled off. Not too many have reached 50 years in Howe, but Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been at 215 North Denny Street since Richard Nixon was president. But there's nothing tricky about Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. They have a great reputation by servicing all brands. If the heat gets to you, call them at 903-532-6255.
Corfit Gym on Haining Street in Howe has a lot of new things to offer. Did you know they have an Iron Mike batting cage for baseball and softball lessons with on-site instructors? They also have a brand new stand-up tanning bed. Corfit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At Corfit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. Corfit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Haining Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Howe Enterprise Broadcast Network.
You're listening to Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com. Not a member of FDIC. Not an equal housing lender. Fake license number 8675309. Howe, Portland, Seattle.
Okay, we don't have to do that, but it's kind of fun. All right, here's a handoff left side. That's going to be Kobe Montgomery, and he's going to be strangled behind the line of scrimmage. A nice play there to stretch it out by the defense, and it looks like Joey Heimall might have been in on that play. And maybe the second quarter will be better than the first.
I don't want to say this is the ball game here, but this is a key series here right now for the Bulldogs to get a stop here. You go down, you're down 21-0. You go down 28-0, and you've got a big hill to climb. So it's important right here for this defense. This is a key series right now.
3 receivers out near side for Callisburg. 1 man in the backfield. Howe jumps across, gets back, and now a flag is down. And a quick pass out to Mata on the far side, and he's knocked out of bounds quickly, but let's check the flag on the near side, as Howe might have been drawn off sides, and it might have been Colby Taylor.
Offsides, defense.
No, it's on defense, and I think I thought it was Bearden who threw offside, but yeah, go ahead.
How many flags and how many penalty yards is that for the Blizzard so far? What do we got here? 7 penalties, 45 yards for against Howe. Callisburg has 1 penalty for 5 yards. And this is the Fort Worth chapter, by the way. So 2nd down and 12 coming up for Callisburg, moving left to right. And Pollard is going to hand off up the middle. Hit hard at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be slammed down there by Jaron Grisham, whose brother Tyler Grisham was a star here for Howe a few years ago. Tyler trying to make some magic of his own right there at the 18-yard line.
All right, you got him in a 3rd and long here.
3rd and about 6. Pollard, handoff Montgomery, on a reverse coming the near side, and that's going to be Thurman picking up the 1st down on the reverse to the 25-yard line. So some trickery by Eddie Gill. We've seen a lot of reverses. We've seen tackle-eligible reverses. And, it's a lot of misdirection with this Callisburg offense.
I think you're pulling out a lot of stops here, which Coach Gill's kind of like, we're going to keep you off balance. You don't know what's coming. Like I said, we're going to have tackles running it, reverses going every which way. And so far, so good. It's working. It's building a 21-0 lead.
10:09 on the clock here in the 2nd. And Pollard wants it, gets it. He fumbles it a little bit. Throws out the screen pass, caught by Simpson. Comes down the corner to the 35 and swarmed out of bounds there, and a late flag's going to come in. Lopez pushed him out of bounds hard. And we'll see what the flag is. I think there's some frustration. And the officials are going to huddle about this one right about the 33-yard line. We could be talking about an ineligible receiver, or they could be talking about Ethan Lopez hit out of bounds there. But that came from the official way across the field, so I don't think that was it.
And I don't think Lopez did anything harmful or anything like that, knocking him out of bounds. He hit him with the shoulder, and he wasn't already out of bounds or anything.
That's a pretty good little conversation here. It's like Bull Durham on the mound, you know. You having chicken tonight, or?
Here comes the call.
It's a personal foul against Callisburg. Hey, is that 20 yards in penalties?
Yeah, for Wildcats. Well, they're calling it both ways. Trying to call it tight tonight.
So that one will back up Callisburg. See where they spot this. 15 yards is a pretty healthy one. So they'll spot it at the 18-yard line. It might have been a blindside block on Jordan Jones, we hear from the Blizzard.
And then we can see the back judge come in throwing a flag, and I wonder if that's a sideline infraction there against Coach Gill. He was looking right at him as he...
Is that another flag?
I believe, yeah.
Okay. So now they're going to spot the ball inside the 10 to the 9.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Callisburg.
Yeah, Howe definitely needed that break. Definitely. Now it's...
So basically that's 30 yards of penalties right there.
My goodness.
From the personal foul and the unsportsmanlike conduct. I believe the unsportsmanlike conduct was against Coach Gill, or at least the sidelines.
So it was going to be first down and about Collinsville, and now it's first down and about Tioga. So first, let's see, they got to get to the 35 to pick up the first. Ball spotted at the 9. So Pollard will still be in a pistol look. 2 receivers on either side. Simpson down here at the bottom, guarded by Jordan Jones. And there's 2 slots standing next to each other on the right side of the line. Pollard's going to keep it around the left edge. He has some room, and he's hit hard, but not wrapping up his Heimall, and he bounces out of that tackle up to the 21-yard line. A nice run there by the quarterback.
Well, the head receivers spread out, so it took some defenders off. The Bulldogs took them out wide, and he just went right behind his left guard there, and then added an exclamation point at the end of that run and gave them a little bit of breathing room now. Just a straight quarterback keeper, just straight up the middle.
So ball at the 21. It's still second down and 16 for Callisburg after that nice pickup by Pollard on the left edge on the quarterback keeper. Pistol formation again as both sides of the ball running pistol. Here's a handoff, little miscommunication, and up the middle, a few yards up to the 25-yard line goes the scat back Trammell.
That was a slow developing play there between Trammell and Pollard. It gave the Bulldogs enough time to really close up the gaps there in that defensive line there, and makes it a 3rd and long now, 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Don't bail them out here right now. You got him up against the ropes.
I said that was Trammell. It was actually Carl Moore on his first carry of the night. And again, like you said, 3rd down and 10, don't let them out here. You know something's going to come out deep down in the trick bag. Typically in this situation, it's been some sort of a misdirection. I would imagine you'd see something of the same right here. 2 receivers near side, 1 man in the backfield behind Pollard, and a flag is down. And
I believe it's a delay of game against the Wildcats.
It will be delay of game. So, again, hey, second quarter for Callisburg is kind of what happened to Howe in the first quarter, although Howe's got to start capitalizing on points.
Yeah, Callisburg capitalized on the Howe penalties. Howe's got to capitalize on the Callisburg penalties.
Two receivers bunched up together down here at the bottom. And Pollard wants it. Callisburg, and now whistles again. This is typical first. And now a timeout's been called. And I believe that's going to go against Callisburg, and it is. Callisburg takes a timeout. We'll take one, too. We'll be right back.
Who, why, and how? Who are we? We're Pradera Mobile Home Community. Why live in Pradera? Because of Howe. Howe, Texas, that is. Howe is a small community with an outstanding school district and close proximity to all amenities you need. Pradera Mobile Home Community is tucked away between Highway 75 and Highway 5 near Bulldog Stadium. Our residents love that our community is so clean. They also love their 2 parks and their swimming pool. Pradera Mobile Home Community, 903-532-0014.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Third down and 15. Pollard rolls out right, sets up the screen. It goes through Moore's hands. Incomplete, out of bounds. And it's 4th down and punt time for Callisburg for the first time tonight.
Interesting play call there. They didn't try to go downfield or any kind of trickery. It was just a quick throw out there into the flats. And I guess they were expecting Moore to try to do something with it. He dropped it. Bulldogs we have pretty good pursuit anyways. So Bulldogs finally able to force a punt here. And a little bit of confidence booster for the Bulldog defense.
7:55. And Jordan Jones is back to return a punt. He'll stand at his own 41-yard line. And the punt is a spiraling low kick that's going to bounce along the side and going to be killed by Callisburg at the 46. So no return for Jones, but Howe has pretty good field position at their own 46-yard line with 7:44 on the clock. Maybe the second quarter will be better than the first, we hope, Justin White.
You got to hope so. Again, defense stands up when they need to. Hopefully that gives the offense some time to kind of work out some kinks on the sidelines, especially with that offensive line on trying to get everybody to get off the block right.
Well, they got to figure out that procedure issue that
exactly
has really hindered everything tonight. Matter of fact, Howe started out with the very first play of the year with a 9-yard carry by Carson Daniels, and then the penalty came that set them back. They ended up having to punt, and nothing's really worked right ever since.
They've sputtered ever since, yeah.
So Jordan Jones into the game behind Carson Daniels. As Matthew Hayes was in for a moment, he'll check out. Cooper Jones goes in motion. Austin Haley, he fakes the hand, runs the option, pitches it out to Jones. The ball's on the turf. A scramble for it. Cooper Jones may have recovered it, and he did at the 42-yard line. A loss of about 3 or 4.
Kind of a speed option to the right side, and Haley, I tell you what, I hate for your quarterback to go out there and he's just the sacrificial lamb as he tries to pitch that out to Thornton. And those things are good when it goes right, but the thing with pitching that ball, you got to make sure you pitch it correctly and you catch it on the other end. And that went haywire there.
So 2nd down and long again, 2nd down and 14. And Haley wants to throw, drops back under pressure, escapes, and now can't escape. Sacked. Back to the 38, and Howe goes backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards to the 38-yard line.
I believe number 57, Will Fields, had a free shot there at Haley, and Haley was able to avoid him, but not the other Callisburg defender. He had no time to sit back and throw. He was immediately under pressure.
So Howe with freshman Cooper Jones, sophomore Ryan Huff, sophomore Austin Haley on the field. Sees 3rd and 14. And Haley throws quickly, and it's going to be caught by Taylor on the far sideline near the 50-yard line. Pretty good gainer right there by Colby Taylor. So far, he's had 2 catches and some pretty good yards.
I like when you get the ball in his hand. He's a big kid, got a little bit of speed to him, kind of like a Gronk effect to him there. Big guy, got a big target, and can shed some tackles. And even though it's going to be short of the first down, at least they moved the ball up a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately for Howe, it wasn't enough for the first, so near midfield they're going to have to punt. If they can keep from going backwards, they'll be okay. The punt from Thornton is a long, high kick, and a long one, a good one. bounces at the 11. It's going to take off into the end zone. Or is it going to stop at the 1? It stops at the 1. My goodness, what a beautiful punt by Jalen Thornton. It's probably the greatest thing that's happened so far tonight.
It went high up in the air, looked good, and got a good roll, and it just decided to just die at the 1 yard line. We thought it was going to go in the end zone, and it just decided to.
It just stopped.
It just dropped.
It just stopped. It's like it had Velcro right there at the 1. A 51-yard punt for Jalen Thornton.
So now you got him pinned deep.
So Callisburg will take over at their own 1 yard line. 6:04 on the clock here before the Legend Bank halftime show. Pollard will stand in the pistol still about 3 yards deep in his own end zone. One man in the backfield. 3 receivers near side, a handoff up the middle. No, Pollard's going to keep it. He was in trouble at the line of scrimmage, bounces out, spins out, and he's got the 5 yard line.
Boy, that was all Pollard. A read option there. Faked it and tried to get the outside. The Bulldogs were still on him, and he was lucky to get his only 4 yards on that play.
Clock rolls at 5:45. My voice is not in midseason form. It's a little bit graspy already here in the second.
Got to build it up.
So still fighting out of their own end zone, the shadow there, as Pollard will stand with his heels touching the goal line in pistol formation. Pumps once, wants to throw the deep ball down the right side, and it's going to be caught and dropped as Heimall was right there. And Ethan Lopez in coverage as well, but the ball falls incomplete. I thought Heimall may have gotten a finger on it, not sure.
And I tell you what, Taylor was coming in. Kobe Taylor was coming in from the right side, or from the left side there on the back end, and hammered Pollard as he threw that ball. Pollard able to get that away barely, and actually pretty good placement of that. Fell incomplete.
Yeah, Kobe Taylor having a good game for someone who hasn't played in such a long time, really making an impact tonight. Got to be one of the best players so far for Howe tonight in this football game. Pollard again. He's going to run the toss sweep this time, kicks it out, and that is going to be about a 2 yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's Trammell on the toss. And it'll be punt time now for Callisburg with 5:06 remaining in the second.
Good play there by Dakota Harrington. He went to the outside, forced him back inside, and the rest of the cavalry able to come out and bring him down for no gain. So this Bulldog defense, back-to-back possessions, has been able to tighten the screws when they need to, and have kept the Wildcats, brought them back down to earth.
Jordan Jones will stand at the Callisburg 42-yard line, back to return a punt. But they're not in punt formation, and now a timeout's being called, and
I wonder if there wasn't enough protection because Bulldogs had 10 guys right there at the line of scrimmage. I think they were trying to do a punt block there.
Well, I don't know if it was a delay or they were about to be in a delay.
Maybe that too.
The flag was down behind Jordan Jones, but they got the timeout before the delay, I believe is what that was. It was 3 seconds, the Blizzard tells us, right before the clock expired, the play clock. And that's the final timeout for Callisburg. We'll keep it here, obviously, as Callisburg's coming back on the field. This is a great opportunity for Howe to get on the board. It's been a field, every game's a field position game. And Howe has a situation right here where they can gain field position and be in control for the first time tonight.
Be careful here going for the block that you don't have any kind of roughing the punter, roughing the kicker, anything like that.
And now it's not Jordan Jones to return, it's Jalen Thornton. And he'll stand a little bit deeper near midfield at about the 47-yard line. Now moves closer to the 46. The snap in the end zone, about 8 yards deep. The ball's in the end zone, and he just steps out of the back. He dropped the snap, and they're going to take 2 points. So a safety goes against Callisburg as the punt was dropped by the punter in the end zone, and he just stepped out of bounds.
That was Pollard back there, and he probably made the right decision because he had Bulldogs coming right at him He's going to have to take that thing rugby style, and who knows where it would have gone. So he just said, I'll take the 2 points and live to see another day and let our defense do the job.
Yeah, I think that was pretty smart by Pollard. Had something gone really awry and he fumbled it again or got hit again, it could have been recovered for a touchdown.
So you give up 2 points instead of 6 points.
Now, the good news for Howe, you still get the ball back.
Yes.
The bad news for Howe is you could have had the ball at about the 40-yard line with no points, but you'll take the 2 points and get the ball back, and we'll see what happens. So now on the safety, Callisburg will kick off instead of punt. They have the option, but they'll kick with Mata from the 20-yard line. So the hit exterior scoring drive recap was a punt. That was dropped in the end zone as 2 points.
First 2 points of 2020.
Mata's going to tee up the Tech Wave kickoff, and it's a low line drive kick going to be taken by Huff up the middle. Looking for a seam. He escapes one defender and is brought down on the Callisburg side of the field at the 43-yard line. So Howe still has great field position starting this this drive with 4:22 left to go in the second.
Well, I tell you what, they're picking on Huff. They're trying to find out where number 15 is, Ryan Huff, and go right at him. That time Huff will come on with a decent return.
Howe's going to start at the 43-yard line, and Blizzard says he wants to see the ball in Colby Taylor's hands.
I'm okay with that.
I'd like to see Carson Daniels run up the middle again a little bit more and try not to jump off sides a little bit.
And I'd like to see Jalen Thornton get the ball.
Yeah, that would be nice. He is dynamic. 1st and 10, and Haley wants to throw. Drops back. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run a little bit, escapes one arm tackle, and now the arm tackle brings him down. But Haley does get about 5 yards, crossing the 40 to the 39-yard line.
I will say for the first time, we saw Haley have some decent protection. They rushed 3 there. He had some time, didn't see anybody downfield, stepped up in the pocket, and ran for 5. A good job there by the O-line that time to protect Haley.
They'll actually give him 4, 2nd down and 6 coming up. They'll spot it at the 39. So 3:49 and rolling. Go ahead.
I say ideally you'd like to keep the ball as long as you can here, score, and not give Callisburg any time.
Here's a handoff met right at the line of scrimmage, and I believe that was Bryce Crosby for his first carry of the season, and he's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and long. Maybe lost a yard back to the 40. He will lose a yard.
I see they're kind of experimenting with different fullbacks there. We saw Crosby. We've seen Dylan Hughes. Obviously, we've seen Carson Daniels. And I'll tell you, each time they've gone the line, Callisburg has hit them pretty hard. They're making them pay for those interior runs.
Jalen Thornton dots the I in the pistol. Haley wants to throw. The out pass, he underthrows his receiver, incomplete for Ethan Lopez, and it's 4th down. So 4th down at 7 coming up for Howe. 3:02 on the clock. And apparently it's punt time again.
I was wondering if they're going to try to go for this. They got the ball on the 40-yard line of Callisburg. It would be 4th and 7 if they would try to go for it, but it looks like they're going to bring in the punt team.
Thornton will stand at about the 47-yard line in his own side of the field, trying to boot this one away. Maybe he'll get another one that'll just Velcro stick at the 1.
That may be the reason why they're trying to see if Thornton can do it again.
Snap is back. It's good. And the punt is a long one. And this one's going to go through. It stops at the 1, bounces straight up, now goes into the end zone about 8 yards deep. So Callisburg will have the ball at the 25-yard line. That's the one where you want to punt that sucker really high.
Yep.
You got to know where you are on the field and punt that sucker just as high as you can and let it roll. But the net is not going to look real great because Callisburg will have the ball at their own 20.
Yeah, and they've got 2:56 to go here. And if you're Callisburg, you try to keep the ball and score, obviously. But you get the ball in the second half to begin the second half. Callisburg does.
1st down. That's one of the first series, was it not, that Howe didn't have a 2nd down and long? I think that was the first series tonight.
Yeah, maybe so.
1st and 10 for Callisburg. 2 receivers near side. Pollard is going to hand off to the right side, And that's going to be Thurman. That's Flanagan, and he's got a lot of room down the sideline. He could go. Chased down by Jordan Jones and knocked down by Jordan Jones at the 25-yard line. And Callisburg comes to their feet.
Outside run there by Flanagan. And I tell you what, they've got some small little athletes, little guys that can, you get them in open field, those guys can run. They're not very big, but they're quick. And you give them an open field like you did there with Flanagan, he just kind of outran the defense.
Man alive. 55-yard run for Flanagan. 2:44 on the clock. Pollard in the gun. Kirk behind him. Pistol formation. Pollard wants to throw. Now he's going to think about tucking it, and he does. He bounces off of one of his own linemen. Now he's in trouble. Throws it out. It's going to be caught on the bubble screen. Left side, making a move to the inside, down inside the 5 at about the 2-yard line. And I believe that's Trammell who made the catch as Pollard was in all kinds of trouble. Just finally found Trammell out of the corner of his eye, flipped it over to him, and Trammell did a lot of work getting it inside the 5.
Well, it was originally supposed to go to Trammell, but there was a Bulldog defender on the other side that had the receiver covered up pretty good. And then Pollard trying to make something out of nothing. The defender comes off, and he's able to get it over to him, and in for a little run, a little nice catch after the pass after the catch.
All right, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Justin, Bucks North Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is closing in on an all-time record. They have given away 37 free birthday buffets so far this month.
That's where all you have to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucks North Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They even include the drink.
Well, from this angle, they'll keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
It's birthday time in Texas.
Oh, geez. Stop saying everything's in Texas.
Well, Bucks North Barbecue is in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas.
This is Coach Davey Dubose, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Jody and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletics, girls and boys, middle school and high school. Good luck to all the Howe teams in the coming school year.
This is Coach Jay. It's only $25 to become a member from the
2:14 left to go here in the second as Pollard and company's knocking on the door from the 2-yard line. 21-2. Callisburg in the lead, looking for more.
Trying to see what the holdup is here.
And the officials are still waiting. We could have run a 60-second commercial right there, couldn't we? We could have done that.
TV timeout.
Maybe that. Hey, maybe that's what it is. You know, hey, we do have.
You are allowed to stream now.
We are allowed to do that. We could show video. We just the school wasn't up for that. We weren't really up for that. So
we got faces for radio.
That's true. The officials are still. We're waiting on the officials to start. There we go. There's the whistle. So it's first and goal from the 2. Everybody bunched together. Pollard. Is he going to hand off to Kirk? Trying to find the end zone, pushing it through. And there it is. Touchdown, Callisburg. Extend the lead 27-2 with 2:22 left to go in the 2 quarter.
We pull back dive there. Mano-a-mano, offensive line against the defensive line. The fullback able to go in there and kind of borrow his way to the line and able to get across the break the plane.
So Mata on for the PAT. Trying to cap off the 3-play 80-yard drive to hit the exterior scoring drive recap. Mata with the extra point, and that one is going to be barely good. 28-2, Callisburg in the lead. 2:22 left to go before the half. We'll be right back right after this.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JNCISO. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community, in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Getting ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. The hit exterior scoring drive recap, 3 plays, 80 yards for Callisburg. It's capped off by a 2-yard touchdown plunge by the fullback Kurt. And Mata about to tee this one up, boot it around, and there is the ball. It's a squib kick up the middle. Going to be taken by Huff. He bounces. It bounces off of him, and then he is able to gather on it and fall on it. He gets a tap on the head from Cooper Jones. Freshman to sophomore are wiping their brow a little bit there after that one. Howe's only had 1 first down this entire half. It's been that ugly.
1 first down and a bunch of penalty yardage. 35 yards, I think you got. I know some of that's defensive, but a lot of it's offensive, though. A lot of illegal procedures.
2:18 on the clock. Howe starting their next drive. Will start from their own 30-yard line, moving right to left.
Hopefully you can drain the rest of this half out. They don't have any timeouts to stop the clock.
Haley in the pistol. And he wants to throw. Rolling out right under pressure. Just heaves it away and throws it away. Looking for Lopez, but really just trying to get rid of the ball there as he had someone right in his face. And I believe for the Wildcats, that was Cerna that was right in his face.
Yeah. Again, they're only rushing 3, and they're whipping the offensive line right now, just to be frank. I mean, Haley does not have hardly any time to drop back and throw.
2nd down and 10, 2:14 on the clock. Man in motion is Lopez. And again, another flag for movement up front on Howe. And again, it's 2nd down and 15.
You got a lot of motion. You're going to have read option type stuff, and everybody's trying to move forward. And you got to do it all at the same time, and everybody's not doing it at the same time. Everybody's just trying to get going just a little bit too early, and that's where the penalty's being called.
2nd down and 15. How many times have we said that tonight? 2nd down and 15.
Times we can count.
Haley looking for someone to throw to. Fires it across the middle. It's going to be caught by Matthew Hayes, but the ball came out. They're going to say incomplete. The ball came out, was on the turf, recovered by the Wildcats, but they're going to say incomplete. They ruled it down, or ruled it incomplete before we caught it. So Haley with another shot taken is starting to take a beating a little bit tonight.
He's been hit several times.
2:08 on the clock. He looks fine. 3 receivers up top. Daniels in the backfield. Haley under pressure, wants to throw. Fires it along the left side, or right side rather, and Ethan Lopez makes the catch shy of the first down at about the 37-yard line.
I tell you, that's the best throw I think we've seen from Austin Haley. Dropped back, had a good pocket.
Had time.
Yeah, and I mean, you give him time, he can fire that thing over there, and he put that thing on a rope. He was right in between the hash marks and threw to the far sideline.
So it's punt time again for Howe. $1:58 left to go in the second quarter. And Callisburg is going to get the ball back again before the half. Thornton will stand at his own 21-yard line to boot this one away. It's 4th and 7, a short 7, maybe 6. And the punt's a low line drive. Going to bounce at the 38, go straight up. Down bounces at the 35, rolls slightly inside the 30, and whistles.
I think he touched it.
It was touched at the 36, apparently.
You know, again, I was saying in the pregame, you know, Coach Gill has taken his team on, and they're building from the ground up, fundamentals and all, and they're playing with his type of personality, his hard-nosed discipline.
We need to check down with Caroline on the sideline. It's been a little bit since we've been able to talk to her. The Knight Furniture sideline reporter. How's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty.
Looks like you're social distancing away from everybody.
I am, but I got a good breeze over here. But I don't know if y'all are noticing, we got a battle of the bands going on playing that Jaws theme back and forth. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah? You know, the bands are a little bit thinner. They've had some issues with, I guess, only a portion of the band can play.
Yeah, only the amount of people who can ride over.
Here's a handoff up the middle. That's Cerna, the fullback, and he's going to gain 9 yards on first down up near midfield to the 45-yard line.
I'll tell you, Coach Gill's got this team believing. The way they hit, the way they run, they just play tough.
Taking no time here, under 2 minutes. A minute 26 on the clock. Pollard wants it, handoff again. Cerna, minute at the line of scrimmage. Second and third man tackled him. He gets enough for a first down, only 2 yards on the carry, but enough to move the chains at the 46-yard line.
They try to hurry up to the line there. The clock is moving. Got that quick fullback dive. Get the first down, stop the clock, and move the sticks. Give the chance to get a play in. Again, they have no timeout. The clock is moving. There's a minute left.
We're at a minute in the second quarter. Again, the Legend Bank halftime show coming up in 59 seconds. First and 10 for Callisburg. 2 receivers near side. Howe almost jumps offside. Pollard running for his life to the right side. He's going to spin out of a tackle and tackle at about the 47, 48-yard line. About a 3 or 4 yard gain, and the clock will roll at 39 seconds.
They did a good job about the Bulldogs there in pursuit. They could cover downfield, but they made sure they kept Pollard in bounds. Out of bounds to stop the clock. And they're in no hurry right now. That may have been their last play.
Second down and about 7. 14 on the play clock, 17 on the game clock, and this should do it. There's going to be a handoff to Cerna up the middle. Or is that Pollard? He kept it around the left edge. A great play fake. He might have gone out of bounds to stop the clock with 6 seconds. It is a first down. We'll see if he got out of bounds or not. They're going to have to stop it to move the chains anyway. But I think he got out of bounds.
I think he got out of bounds. Left in the second quarter. Run to his left. Looks like maybe an option play. Decided to keep it. And just kind of kept going. Poor tackling by the Bulldogs. Able to get that first down. Able to allow him to get out of bounds. And have 6 seconds to go. Got time for maybe one play.
First down and 10. 1 play left. And whistles before this one can get underway. And a timeout has been called by Howe. So, we'll keep it here. Hey, let's talk down to Caroline, our Knight Furniture sideline reporter, once again. Tell us about the band. All the band's not here. I think only part of the band. Talk about that.
Yeah, so for away games, only the amount of people who can ride the bus will be able to come to away games. Now, home games, the full band will be there every home game. But for away games, every away game, there will only be a portion of the Pride of Howe here. And even a portion's still pretty big, though.
So how do you get to be part of the band that travels? Is that a seniority, or do you have tryouts? Or
here tonight is a mix of all classmen. I did not ask any of the band directors. I'm not really sure, but there are freshmen all the way up to seniors here tonight.
I think if I wanted to be, on Friday night, I think I'd be buying the band director, a Snickers and a Dr. Pepper for sure.
Getting his good graces.
Her, Angie Liss. So 6 seconds left to go. And this is going to be Pollard rolling out right, looking down the field, firing towards the end zone, and it's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. Intercepted by Joey Heimall at the 2-yard line, but the clock runs out, but Heimall comes up with a pick to end the first half. And what an ugly first half that was for the Howe Bulldogs. They're going to go in the locker room and lick their wounds a little bit and try to figure this out. It's the Legend Bank halftime show. And we've got a lot of good things coming up for you. We've got an interview with Kevin Wilson. We've got an interview with Marissa Agee. Enjoy the Legend Bank halftime show.
Justin, Bucksnort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is closing in on an all-time record. They have given away 37 free birthday buffets so far this month.
That's where all you have to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnort Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They even include a drink.
Well, from this angle, they'll keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
It's birthday time in Texas.
Oh, geez. Stop saying everything's in Texas.
Well, Bucksnort Barbecue is in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas.
This is Coach Davey Dubose, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Jody and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletics, girls and boys, middle school and high school. Good luck to all the Howe teams in the coming school year.
This is Coach Jay. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and become a member today. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmers insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JNCiso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Are you motivated?
Coach, we're highly motivated for Sonic.
What?
Coach, you know we're rough and tough, but sometimes we just need a burger, tots, and a shake.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you're going to Sonic and Howe, pick me up some of those handmade onion rings.
Yes, sir. Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa. Those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Legend Bank Halftime Show. Today's Senior Student Athlete of the Week is brought to you by family attorney Kimberly Killebrew. Now let's join Monty Walker with Senior Student Athlete of the Week.
All right, this week we're visiting with Marissa Agee. She's a cross-country and track athlete. Marissa, other than cross-country and track, what else are you involved with at Howe High School?
I am the current president of the National Honor Society. I am treasurer of the Spirit Committee that we brought together last year. I used to be in Business Professionals America, but not anymore.
So you went to state your sophomore year in track. What was that like?
It was very nerve-wracking. You know, I compete during the summer, but there's nothing larger than the Texas State track meet. And so being a sophomore, being some of the younger ones there, it's still very nervous. It's just a lot of competition, all the spectators in the stands, and just knowing like the pressure, I guess, of such a large meet. But it was definitely a fun experience, though. I definitely learned a lot and how I would go about it the next year or any potential large competitions.
So the next year for that 800-meter run didn't happen. You were expecting to make that other state run again last spring. How bummed were you that everything kind of got shut down?
I was extremely sad. I was definitely looking forward to coming back to the track meet, and not just the 800, but possibly either the 400 or the 1600 meters. But especially just the fact that junior year is such an important time for posting fast times in order that has like an effect on recruiting, especially. I would say just missing the whole spring season was just devastating. But we were able to hit a few meets in the summer.
Yeah, let's talk about that. This summer you did travel to Florida. You've been competing. Talk about Florida a little bit.
Florida, extremely humid. Definitely, it's hot in Texas, and you think you get used to it, especially practicing at 3 or 4. But that humidity is just so different than here. It definitely took a toll, but it was definitely a good way to end the summer track season. You know, it was a little bit more limited track meet, but there were still thousands of athletes that went there to run.
How'd you fare down there?
Pretty good. I made finals at my 800, ended up coming in 7th with a 218. Not my PR, but I was definitely happy with it considering not that much competition during the summer. Our relays did pretty well, first in the 4x8 and first in the 4x4 with a 3:51.
So let's talk about a big track meet that happened in Howe over the summer. What happened?
It was definitely not supposed to be that big. We were just kind of talking about places that were open with my club coach, and we said, you know, Howe, there's usually not too many people there in the morning, maybe just a couple, people go there and walk or kind of jog, work out a little bit. So we were going to do a time trial, but then my coach wanted to bring in official timing. And then, not being any track meets around, the word spread. And then people were just coming in because they heard about that official timing and they wanted to post a time. So more people coming in. There was teams there that we didn't even tell. It was supposed to be just track dynamite, but then you brought in Texas Titans, Jackrabbits, just all these other teams. It definitely made me nervous.
Well, let's talk about cross country. How different is it than track and preparing for that?
I would say cross country, I use it to kind of build my base for the 800, just trying to keep speed along the way. Preparing for it, definitely a little bit more mileage, but not too much. I would say diet changes a little bit more carbs. Besides that, I think cross country is just an enjoyable time to get off the track onto some grass and run some course.
What are your expectations for your senior year?
For cross country, I'm wanting to go back to state, hopefully place top 25, top 15. I'm going into indoor. I'm wanting to see some consistent under 218s. Track, going back to state, hopefully they'll hold that meet. Going in the 8, the 4, and the 16, hopefully. And we do all 3. Definitely wanting to go after a couple of those records that are still being held. 4, 16, cross country 1, 2 mile. Maybe even drop down to the 200. See how that goes.
How about colleges? Are you looking at any, and are any looking at you?
Yes, I started getting calls, I would say, after spring break. Kept in contact with a couple of them. I'd say my college search is still pretty broad, with the NCAA having their recruiting ban up until September 31st. Hopefully it won't get pushed back so I can go and actually visit. But right now it's still pretty broad. Still just kind of looking at my options.
That is Marissa Agee, one of Howe's finest senior athletes. The Athlete of the Week is brought to you by attorney Kimberly Killebrew. If you have legal needs regarding custody, child support, or divorce, call attorney Kimberly Killebrew at 214-432-1595.
Today's Senior Student Athlete of the Week is brought to you by family attorney Kimberly Killebrew. You're listening to the Legend Bank Halftime Show.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Buying and or selling your next home should be an enjoyable experience. At Ann's Realty Group, our commitment to the personal relationship of the transaction ensures not only the level of communication that you deserve, but also the assurance that we will be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. The flexibility that the freedom of being an independent brokerage allows us to be fully at your service as you need us to be. Ann's Realty Group, Ann Dicken Broker, for all your real estate needs. 903-818-2676.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
You're listening to the Legend Bank Halftime Show. Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by Wildcat Welding. Now let's join Caroline Slauson with today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight.
This is Caroline with Mr. Kevin Wilson, Howe ISD Superintendent. How are you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm pretty good. Hey, I want to congratulate you before we get started on 20 years with Howe ISD.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's special. I come to call this place home.
Did they just fly by?
They have.
Really?
They have.
Did you ever intend on staying here this long?
I was in Bells for 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't like to move. I don't like change. But I honestly did not envision myself being here 20 years.
Really? Well, here we are,
Yep.
2020. 2020.
2020.
What a year. Well, so obviously we don't have to talk about, we all know what's going on. So there are multiple precautions and safety protocols in place on campuses around the district, but what about COVID protocols at stadiums? What is being done to help these fans?
Right. We, well, first of all, we're following the UIL guidelines and limiting our capacity to 50%. So for all varsity football games, we're doing pre-sale tickets so that we don't oversell our bleachers. We'll also screen fans as they come in the gate, ensure that they do not have symptoms, and it will simply be asking them questions.
So no temperature taking at games?
We're not required to do that. We may or may not at this point, but we will ask questions, and please understand that we all value your privacy, but we also value the safety of all our fans. So
sure, yeah.
We just ask everybody to be honest and upfront. If they are sick, please stay home.
Yeah. So I work at the middle school, and with everything going on this year, even just the different things that teachers have to do this year, a lot of them have said, even if they're in year 2025 of teaching, they're saying this is like our first year of teaching with everything happening. So
it's like starting over.
Yeah, I would ask you how your summer was, but I think I have a pretty good idea. But what
summer?
Well, yeah, what are you talking about? Or spring break. How was your spring break? But what is something, these are obviously times all of us have never seen, and I'm sure as a school employee you've never seen. What is something that you have learned about the Howe ISD staff as a whole during these times?
I've known that we have staff that care about kids and are dedicated to the profession, but that was, highlighted first and foremost. We're asking teachers to get outside of their comfort zone, learn a lot of new technology and instructional methods, and work about 2-3 hours a day more than they've done in the past.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, I've seen on TV, lots of different reactions from teachers, and I'm not saying they're not valid, because we are asking a lot. But our staff has just risen to the challenge, and they're just doing what they were born to do, teach.
Yeah. It's amazing it's in their heart. This is what they're...
Right, no question.
Yeah. So obviously parents and students have the decision to remote learn or go back to campuses face-to-face. Just to all the parents, whether they're remote learning, whether they're at home, or if they send them to school, what is your message to the parents if they're nervous or anxious?
And I can understand all those emotions that they're going through, but I think I ask them to be patient with us as we work through this, especially on the remote learning side. We are relying on technology. I know Zoom was down yesterday for a long period of time. We've had issues with Canvas, which is our learning model. So some of our teachers are very fluent in that, and I think the high school kids are adapting more easily because they've been exposed to it. But just be patient with us. If you have problems or concerns, we'd much rather know about it and deal with it. So just let us know. For those that are sending your kids to school, please understand that, it's a cliche, but we are trying to provide a safe environment for the kids. We're doing everything we can within reason. We don't have giant lecture halls where we can spread kids out all the time, but I hate to even mention the word mask because that's a political hot point, but we are having kids wear masks, and we're trying to social distance wherever possible and be able to provide a learning environment too.
Sure.
There's a balance there.
Yeah. At the middle school, I think we're just all trying to remember we're all in this together. It's not just you going through it, or everyone's in it.
Yep.
Okay, so enough of that, some rapid fire fun questions. So I'm just going to ask you a couple things and you choose this or that, okay?
Okay.
Coke or Dr. Pepper?
That's easy, Dr. Pepper.
No, wrong answer.
Yes.
Waffles or pancakes?
Only if they're Texas waffles.
What's the Texas shape?
The shape of a Texas.
Oh, okay.
Like at a hotel.
Yeah. Would you rather go on a beach vacation or a mountain probably any vacation at this point.
That's a hard one because all right, mountain in the winter or summer? I'll throw one at you.
Okay. Well, I'm a ski girl, so I'll go mountain all the way. So we'll say mountain.
All right, I'm gonna say beach.
Okay.
I'm going beach.
All right. French fries or tater tots?
French fries.
Okay. Would you rather cook a meal or clean up after the meal?
Cook it.
Okay. Finally, tonight on this Friday night, Battle of the Axe is happening. Denison or Sherman?
Do you really have to ask that question?
Yes, I do.
Yellow Jackets.
That's right. There we go. Well, thanks so much, Mr. Wilson. I really appreciate it.
Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by Wildcat Welding. You're listening to the Legend Bank Halftime Show.
Cooler heads prevail in football, and for over 50 years, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been keeping the Bulldogs cooled off. Not too many have reached 50 years in Howe, but Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been at 215 North Denny Street since Richard Nixon was president. But there's nothing tricky about Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. They have a great reputation by servicing all brands. If the heat gets to you, call them at 903-532-6255.
Corfit Gym on Haining Street in Howe has a lot of new things to offer. Did you know they have an Iron Mike batting cage for baseball and softball lessons with on-site instructors? They also have a brand new stand-up tanning bed. Corfit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At Corfit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. Corfit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Haining Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
Who, why, and how? Who are we? We're Pradera Mobile Home Community. Why live in Pradera? Because of Howe. Howe, Texas, that is. Howe is a small community with an outstanding school district and close proximity to all amenities you need. Pradera Mobile Home Community is tucked away between Highway 75 and Highway 5 near Bulldog Stadium. Our residents love that our community is so clean. They also love their 2 parks and their swimming pool. Pradera Mobile Home Community, 903-532-0014.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout is limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit 1 offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
Welcome back. We are at the half. 11-13. It appears like we have left to until the third period. So let's recap the first half for you. It's pretty ugly if you're a Howe Bulldog fan. Howe took the ball to start the game, and they quickly went 3 and out. They punted. Callisburg took it. They went 3 plays, 68 yards, and capped it off with a tackle-eligible 58-yard touchdown by Tyler Howe. Gordon Jones is out of the game. Caleb Ormond is in. And here comes a reverse to the near side. Big lane up the middle, 40, look out, 30, 20. Nobody's going to catch him. The first score of 2020 is a reverse. And that was Tyler Howe. It was a reverse on a tackle-eligible. Howe got the ball back, went 3 and out again. Of course, they went backwards on a few of those. Lots of penalties in the first half. And Howe punted back to Callisburg, who took it at the 50-yard line. And 3 plays and 50 yards later, it was Jake Pollard on a 5-yard touchdown. Ram his defender, Joey Heimall, and the receiver who brought it in was Grayson Thurman. I don't think that's the right highlight, but it was a highlight. So Howe got the ball back with 5:07, and a bad snap went over Austin Haley's head. It was recovered by Tyler Howe again, and they got the ball at the 21-yard line, and it was a quick 21-yard touchdown pass from Pollard to Kobe Montgomery.
Back sets up the screen, and that's Montgomery coming left side, getting a block from Mata. He gets cut off, makes a move to the 5, he's in for the touchdown. All of a sudden it's 20-0, and there's 3:44 left to go in the first. Callisburg on top, and here comes the PAT. My good.
One play, 21 yards for the Callisburg Wildcats as they extended the lead 21-0 with 3:44 left to go in the first quarter. Howe got it, punted again. Callisburg got it. They had to punt for the first time as now we're into the second quarter. Another punt by Howe, and then another punt by Callisburg, which ended up in a safety for Howe.
The snap in the end zone, about 8 yards deep. The ball's in the end zone, and he just steps out of the back. He dropped the snap, and they're going to take 2 points.
So that was the safety. He made it 21-2. Callisburg in the lead. 4:28 left to go in the second. And then Howe got the ball. What'd they do? They punted again. It's punt for Howe. And then Callisburg took it at the 20-yard line. And 3 plays and 80 yards later, it was Kirk into the end zone.
Pollard, is he going to hand off to Kirk? Trying to find the end zone, pushing it through. And there it is. Touchdown Callisburg. They extend the lead 27-2.
Make it 28-2 after the PAT to cap off, again, the 3-play 80-yard drive. How would they do on the next possession? Punt. And then Callisburg took it on the final possession. Looked like they were going to try to sneak it in once again. And they were not able to, as Joey Heimall picked it off near the goal line to end the first half. And it was a very, very ugly first half, Justin White.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Offensively, they got some kinks to work out there on the offensive line. I know we were kind of talking off the air about there's some timing issues going on with snapping the ball. I think they're going to have to work out. Defensively, they were having issues as well. And offensively, just playing well for Callisburg.
So let's take a quick timeout. We have some stats coming up and some scores coming up here in just a moment. We'll be back right after this timeout.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch of...
You're listening to the Legend Bank Halftime Show.
And welcome back to Wildcat Stadium, the Berg in Callisburg, Texas, 28-2. Callisburg leading Howe here at the half. And now the one and only Blake the Blizzard Burnett with your first half stats.
All right, tonight we'll start with the Callisburg stats.
Area scores
Jake
from round
Pollard, 7 carries for 46
71,
yards
Era
and a
0.
touchdown. Tyler Howe on the tackle over, 47 yards and a touchdown.
Bowie 35, Nocona 0.
Caden Flanagan 55 yards on 1 carry tonight.
Valley View.
He was a speedster for Callisburg.
20, Ponder 33.
Jake Pollard is 3 of 6 throwing the football tonight with a touchdown, 87 yards and an interception. His receivers are Thurman, 2 catches for 66 yards, and Kobe Montgomery, 1 catch, 21 yards, and a touchdown. Now we'll jump into Howe on defense.
led on defense by Joey Heimall with 3 tackles and an interception. Carson Daniels adds 3 tackles. Jaron Grisham, 2 tackles. Colby Taylor, 2 tackles. Jordan Jones, 3, and Ethan Lopez with a tackle, 2 tackles. We'll jump to Howe on offense. Austin Haley is 3 of 7 for 39 yards. Colby Taylor, 2 catches for 29. Ethan Lopez, 1 catch for 10. Running the ball for Howe, Jalen Thornton, 2 carries for 4 yards. Carson Daniels, 2 carries for 13. Cooper Jones, 1 for a yard. Dylan Hughes, 1 carry for 6 yards. And Austin Haley, 7 carries for 15. 3 of those were sacks, though. We'll go to Callisburg on defense. They are led by the Montgomery brothers. Each have 3 tackles. And Tyler Howe has a pass breakup, a fumble recovery, and 3 tackles as well for Callisburg.
We're trying to get the Gatorade bottle up from the, we got it. All right, so looking at some scores around the area as well as District 5, 3A. Bonham Warriors playing in Equipment tonight. 36-0. Bonham on top of the Bulldogs in that one. 4:34 left in the third quarter is the last score I have there. Rains playing Farmersville in Rains tonight. 42-14. Wildcats on top of the Farmers at halftime with that. The Pottsboro Cardinals on the road tonight in Community. 35-6. Cardinals winning on the road at halftime. Bells playing just right down the road here in Whitesboro at half. Bells on top of Whitesboro, 14-0. The number 1 Gunner Tigers playing in Van Alstyne tonight, 34-0. 9:11 left in the third quarter. Gunner on top of VA. Tom beating SNS tonight, 49-0 with just about to be a halftime. SNS on top of the Tomcats on that one. Clarksville Tigers playing White Wright Tigers tonight, 10-8. Clarksville ahead of White Wright at half on that one. Edgewood and Commerce playing tonight. Commerce 28, Edgewood 6 with 9:53 left in the third quarter. And rounding out Anna on the road tonight at Hillsboro, 21-7. Hillsboro winning against Anna with 5:41 left in the third quarter. We'll be back with some last-minute thoughts, and we'll start the second half here at Wildcat Stadium.
Buying and or selling your next home should be an enjoyable experience. At Ann's Realty Group, our commitment to the personal relationship of the transaction ensures not only the level of communication that you deserve, but also the assurance that we will be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. The flexibility that the freedom of being an independent brokerage allows us to be fully at your service as you need us to be. Ann's Realty Group, Ann Dick and Broker for all your real estate needs. 903-818-2676.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
You're listening to Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com. Not a member of FDIC. Not an equal housing lender. Fake license number 8675309. Howe, Portland, Seattle.
You're listening to the Legend Bank Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Callisburg. It's the Berg, and Howe is running through the tunnel. Hopefully this second half will be better than the first. Blizzard gave you some really pathetic stats, and maybe it'll be a little better in the second half. Things just not so good in 2020. But the Bulldogs looking to get back here in the second. Maybe it'll be better. So, again, 28-2. Eddie Gill's debut in Callisburg is a good one so far, and you knew he was going to turn things around quickly. And so far, so good for the Wildcat fans. They got to be happy with the man down there in the long sleeve white shirt and the maroon tie.
Yeah, he decided not to use the jacket in August.
Now he said he's getting a little soft.
Yeah.
He said he used to do that back in the old days.
Back deep for the Wildcats.
Coach, it was only 101 at the kickoff.
And number 19.
So Callisburg will start with the football in the second half. And hopefully Howe's defense will turn things around quickly and cut them off at the pass. We've got to see.
Well, this is going to be a big defensive series
The
here.
ball
We
up
said
for
that
Bulldogs,
before.
number 9, Kevin Flores.
But again, they score here. You go up 35-2. You're going to need a defensive stop, and you need kind of a 3-and-out type here, right here, defensive stand right here.
Kevin Flores, number 9, to boot away the check-way kickoff. It's the first time he's been on the field tonight. K9 to boot this one away. Stands 9 yards away from the ball, walking and now running, and a big boot down to about the 9-yard line. Going to be taken down the near sideline. That's going to be Montgomery. He's hit, not wrapped up, still going to the middle of the field and knocked backwards to about the 34-yard line. And that's where Howe will start, Callisburg will start the second half.
Stop made by number 5, Crawford.
Well, this offense for Callisburg is, at least in the first quarter, had the Bulldogs guessing. They kind of sputtered a little bit in the second quarter themselves. They had some penalty issues they were trying to work out.
So just underway in the second half. Man, Carson Grogan's on the ball here. Remember those days we used to not be able to update the quarter and the score and all that's in the past. Carson Grogan on his game.
He's year 2 in this program.
Tell you what, I'm really proud of this crew that we've assembled this year.
Got a good one.
This is one of the best I've ever had. 11:49 on the clock. Here's a handoff to the left side, right side. Bounces out of a defender, breaks another tackle, and down hard by Jaron Grisham at the 39-yard line. He broke the tackle, the initial tackle of Ethan Lopez.
Is that Lopez? I thought that was Harrington who came off there. Whoever it was came off the block there and did a good job. Missed the tackle, but at least slowed him down there for the rest of the Bulldogs to come up and take him down for a minimal gain, 3 yards.
Ball spotted at the 39. Callisburg walks to the line of scrimmage. Play clock at 14. Second down and 6. Moving left to right are the Wildcats here at Wildcat Stadium. In maroon. Now their dark gray pants are sweaty and look almost black. And a timeout's going to be called. They didn't like what they saw, and they're going to take a timeout. We'll take a 30-second, and we'll be right back.
Are you motivated?
Coach, we're highly motivated for Sonic.
What?
Coach, you know we're rough and tough, but sometimes we just need a burger, tots, and a shake.
Oh my goodness. Well, if you're going to Sonic and Howe, pick me up some of those handmade onion rings.
Yes, sir. Sonic of Howe is where you get great food and big smiles.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa. Those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
So it's second down and 6 as Callisburg comes back out on the field. Howe still talking about it during the timeout. The Wildcats a year ago had 5 to 6 turnovers per game. That's why they went 0-10. And tonight they have not had a turnover. Actually, they did have one last-minute interception by Joey Heimall at the goal line, but that didn't really amount to anything. But if they're able to not turn the ball over, boy, that sure goes a long way in trying to win football games.
That helps you a lot.
Second down and 6. Pollard in the gun. He's going to keep it himself, and he's drugged down hard by Colby Taylor. About a gain of 1, maybe 2 to the 41-yard line. Boy, Taylor having a great game for a kid who hasn't played football in a long time.
Colby Taylor is the Hunter Brusso of this season. Hunter Brusso, who last year hadn't played junior high and had a great season, and Colby Taylor had played. Has he played since junior high or freshman?
Yeah, since junior high at least.
And he's having a great debut here.
So third down and 4. Pollard goes back to the pistol with Moore standing right behind him. And this is going to be Moore. Spins out of a tackle. He comes near side 50. Look out, slung down by Lopez into Bulldog territory at the 47-yard line. Carson Daniels says he has the football.
They said he was down.
And no indication of a turnover as, Moore was down.
Got the handoff to Moore. He broke it outside. the Bulldogs, they had good containment. They may have been a little over-aggressive. They cut back. And Moore, again, kind of one of these quick scat backs. They, again, I said earlier, they're not very big, but they're just quick and they're fast. You got to stay in your lane. Don't pursue too much. They can change direction very quickly.
A first down for Callisburg at the Howe 43. Carson Daniels comes up a little gimpy after the play. Stays in the game. I formation behind Pollard in the pistol. Two receivers left side, handoff up the middle. And a good gain right there by Cerna as he charges forward to the 37-yard line.
A handoff right off the gut there to their fullback, Cerna. Kind of doesn't try to juke you or anything, but just run right over you, and a good solid run here by Cerna.
Second down and about 6. That's been there's 5 now as well. They're spotted at the 42. I'm sorry, that's the 37. Same formation, I formation in the pistol. Pollard takes his time and now gets it. That's not Pollard into the game. It's a new quarterback. And this is a handoff to Cerna up the middle. He's got a lot of room. It's a foot race to the 10, to the 5, to the right corner of the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Callisburg. And it is a rout at Wildcat Stadium.
Again, another read, and then they give it to the fullback right up the gut, and there's a big hole there. Cerna able to take it to the house, and that's a backbreaker right there for the Bulldogs.
37-yard touchdown by Cerna. Makes it 34-0, awaiting the PAT. Ouch!
Who saw this coming?
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. 5 plays, 65 yards. And Mata on for the PAT. It's up. It looks good. And it is. 35-2. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Cooler heads prevail in football, and for over 50 years, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating have been keeping the Bulldogs cooled off. Not too many have reached 50 years in Howe, but Baker Air Conditioning and Heating has been at 215 North Denny Street since Richard Nixon was president. But there's nothing tricky about Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. They have a great reputation by servicing all brands. If the heat gets to you, call them at 903-532-6255.
Corfit Gym on Haining Street in Howe has a lot of new things to offer. Did you know they have an Iron Mike batting cage for baseball and softball lessons with on-site instructors? They also have a brand new stand-up tanning bed. Corfit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At Corfit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. Corfit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Haining Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
Thank y'all for listening to the Legend Bank halftime show earlier. It was a good one. We had Kevin Wilson and we had Marissa Agee. But right now it's 35-2 Callisburg. And the Tech Wave kickoff is a squibber. It's going to go to Ryan Huff, who falls on it at the 32-yard line. And Howe will take over there in their own territory with 8:50 on the clock. It was a 5-play, 65-yard drive for Callisburg, ending in a 37-yard touchdown by Cerna. And that brings us to our 35-2 score. And that's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. My voice is gone, and it's week 1. I got to figure out, how do you get practice working out your voice? Is it just?
I think it's just like a muscle. You got to work it out.
Got to work it out. Huh?
So we haven't had to do a lot of touchdown time in Texas tonight, so you haven't got to work it out that much. We got a man down there at the 50-yard line. That may be our first cramp of the night. I'm not sure.
We had a cramp last night at the JV game. It was pretty bad. It is that time of year. They're going to work on the young man on the far side. Let's take a quick timeout. 30 seconds, maybe 60. Well, hopefully he jumps up real quick. We'll be right back.
Who, why, and how? Who are we? We're Pradera Mobile Home Community. Why live in Pradera? Because of Howe. Howe, Texas, that is. Howe is a small community with an outstanding school district and close proximity to all amenities you need. Pradera Mobile Home Community is tucked away between Highway 75 and Highway 5 near Bulldog Stadium. Our residents love that our community is so clean. They also love their 2 parks and their swimming pool. Pradera Mobile Home Community, 903-532-0014.
Welcome back. Teams are back out on the field. The young man, Montgomery, is making his way off the field. He's a speedster. So here comes Haley and company. And this is going to be a handoff to Thornton on a kind of a counter play right there, but it did not work. No gain, if any. A loss, apparently, of about 3 yards. So here we go again, 2nd down and long for the Bulldogs, a loss of 3. Pushes it back to the 30-yard line.
Well, you want to get the ball to Thornton, but he didn't have time to do anything with it.
Daniels and Thornton in the backfield in the eye. Haley in the pistol. Looks for a moment to throw, rolls out right in the pocket, all kinds of time. Down the field, it's going to be caught by Thornton. He's got room. Near side, he's fast. 50, 45, foot race, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, makes a cut on the inside to the 10, to the 5. He's in. It is touchdown time in Texas. For the first time in 2020, that's what Haley and Thornton do when they connect on the short pass. Give it to Thornton and let him do the rest.
Great job by Haley. Avoided some pressure, rolled to his right, and then threw across his body, found a hole in the defense there to Jalen Thornton. And as you said, just let him do the rest, let him use his speed. He was off to the races, made a good move at the end to avoid a defender. And there's the Jalen Thornton we've been talking about, we've been waiting to see. The Bulldogs are finally on the board and got something cooking now.
The PAT by K9 is up and no good. So 35-8 will remain our score. 8:01 left to go in the third. We'll be right back right after this.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Coach Jim Fry, former Bulldog head coach and athletic director. Connie and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 80s. They supported all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and to become a member today.
This is Coach Jay. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
The hit exterior scoring drive recap was 2 plays, 68 yards, and it was a 70-yard touchdown pass from Haley to Jalen Thornton. And it was Thornton who did most of the work on a foot race from about midfield on. K9 on the Tech Wave kickoff boosts this one high and deep, going to be taken at the 9-yard line, dropped and now picked back up at the 10. Coming near side is Montgomery back into the game, and he'll be slung down at the 22-yard line, and Callisburg will start there. Now, Pollard was out of the game on the last series. Looks like he may be going back in. As a moment ago, it was Colton Montgomery who was into the game at quarterback. But I believe Pollard is back in the offensive huddle, ready to check back in.
Probably a good thing because Montgomery's down the sideline getting a cramp worked out.
Well, that's the other Montgomery. That was that was Colton Montgomery, I believe.
Yeah, got two Colton and Kobe.
Yeah, 2 Montgomerys. One's a quarterback, and one's a safety. So Pollard is back in the game. Offset I formation, pistol. And this is going to be a handoff to Flanagan. He's fast. We've already seen that. This time he's tripped up after about a 3-yard gain to the 32. or 33-yard line.
You kind of would hope that the shot of momentum that the Bulldog offense got will maybe carry over to the defense now. Get you a nice stop here and get the ball back to the offense.
Second down and 5 is a 5-yard pickup by Flanagan. 7:20 on the clock here in the third. Pistol with one man in the backfield is Cerna. A man goes in motion quickly, though, is Thurman. And Pollard's going to keep it around the right edge. He gets a great block on that edge, and he's got some running room. He breaks the tackle of Colby Taylor, and flags are everywhere. And Luke Jackson and Pollard are into it on the near side. And all kinds of Callisburg Wildcats trying to get in the way. And Luke Jackson and Pollard were kind of going at it near the track.
Yeah, Jackson carried him out to the track, and Pollard took exception, and right there in front on the Callisburg sidelines, and flags went flying, hats went flying.
But there were flags way before that. So Blizzard tells us it may have been a player from the sidelines who shoved Luke Jackson, and that may be the infraction. We'll have to check and see. There's a.
Well, you're right there. The flag though, right before all that was because of the maybe a horse collar or a face mask.
I think that's right. I think it was on Colby Taylor. Let's check down on the sideline with our Night Furniture sideline reporter, Caroline Slauson. Any better down there?
Yeah. Hey, things are starting to look up down here. They were about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. It was kind of depressing in the first half, to be honest with you.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody on the Howe side, definitely up here in the booth, we saw this coming.
No, of course not. And but it's amazing what happens to your mood when you see a 70-yard touchdown pass from Haley to Thornton, and that lifts you up just a little bit.
Yeah, it was good to see that connection again.
For sure. The officials are still talking about it. They're on the south side of the 50, just barely. And I got to think that the first penalty, or one of the flags, is going to be on Colby Taylor for the horse collar, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what the other 3 are down there for. There's 4 flags on the field. There's only 5 officials, so I'd like to know who the official is that didn't throw his flag.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a hat.
4 flags and a hat went up.
So now the referee is going.
Here we go.
The referee's going to go talk to Coach Jay. And we'll see what the call is. Everybody's picking up their flags now. Not in a hurry, guys. Personal foul, face mask against Howe. Is that it? Oh, is that it? No. Sportsmanlike conduct against Howe. That's probably the Jackson thing. And now there's an unsportsmanlike against Callisburg, which declines. So, are they offset?
Offset, yeah.
So the face mask will move the ball inside the 35-yard line to the 33. Not good for Howe. As Callisburg in striking distance again. Cerna into the game at fullback. Pollard into the game at quarterback. And Moore will dot all of it. 2 receivers to the near side. As it's 1st and 10, and everything quietens down. Howe still has a pretty good crowd over there. Even through all of this, they've stayed.
There's some loyal fans still here.
Whitesboro, and pretty decent crowd over here as well. I almost, the bleachers make a big difference, but I'd almost say Howe maybe has more. But I could be wrong. I can't see. We're on top of the press box, so I can't see for sure.
I'm not sure what the holdup here is now. Here we go.
7:03 in the game, and now we're ready. 1st and 10. Cerna and Moore dot the I. Pollard, handoff. Cerna. No, Pollard's going to keep it around the left edge now. Pitches it to Moore. It's a foot race around the left edge, and he might win it. He is in. Or is he? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Moore in Callisburg. And they add Moore to the mix. And points to the board. 41-8.
6:51 left to go in the third.
Well, again, read option. Watch the defense crash in, leave the outside open there, give it to Moore, get the fast athletic guy on the outside and let him run off to the races there and able to, it's nothing but a foot race at that point. Bulldogs bid on the inside run.
So Mata on for the PAT. Trying to make it 42-8. Pollard the holder. The kick is a low line driver that hits the left side upright and no good. So it remains 41-8 with 6:51 left to go in the third. Yuck! We'll be right back right after this.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout's limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply and while supplies last. Limit one offer per customer, not valid with any other coupon.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle. NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap. 3 plays, 72 yards for Callisburg. And it was capped off by a 33-yard touchdown by Moore. And they add Moore to the scoreboard. 41-8 our score. Mata for the Tech Wave kickoff. It's a short pooch to Carson Daniels, who fields it at the 47-yard line, just shy of midfield. Howe will have pretty good field position here to start this next drive.
Well, Bulldogs had some success that last drive on a broken play. Not exactly the way they drew it up, whatever will work.
At some point, you got to figure out, okay, we've got to get the ball into the hands of the playmakers, and that being Jalen Thornton, Austin Haley, Jordan Jones, and go. That's a good start right there.
Yeah.
All right. So
there were no penalties that last drive, though. Good news for that.
1st and 10, right to left goes Howe from their own 47-yard line. Thornton in the slot. Haley rolls out right, looking the other way. Pressure from behind, and he's going to run out of bounds and near the line of scrimmage, or he threw. I couldn't see on the far side. He threw it away, so no gain. It's getting hard to see you on that very far. We're about, I don't know, probably 90 yards away from that play.
I wonder there on that one. Haley didn't have a lot of time to throw, so I guess they rolled him out there to give him a little bit more time to scan the field and look for a receiver downfield. Nobody was open though.
Haley in the gun, same receiver set. Thornton in the slot near side, looking for the screen near side, and Haley is sacked back to the 39-yard line. Simpson got it.
Well, that looked kind of like the last year as far as the formation. 2 receivers to each side. Give Haley a chance to drop back, but Simpson comes slicing through the defense untouched and takes down Haley behind the line of scrimmage for a sack. And again, 3rd and long now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Haley was hit pretty hard, had to catch his breath after that one. 3rd down and 16 for Howe. Again, always 3rd and long. Always 3rd and long. Pistol. Haley rolls near side, under pressure, slammed down again at the 30-yard line. Absolutely just running free up the middle are the Wildcat defenders. 4th down from Howe's own 31, and they went backwards, and that's kind of been the theme tonight.
Yeah, that one there.
Back deep for the Wildcats.
We just described it. Yeah, they just beat the offensive line, and Haley, before he took a 4-step drop, didn't have a chance to even look downfield to go through his progressions. He was already, they were already bearing down on him.
Thornton will now move from a slot receiver to punter as he'll stand at the 21-yard line. Takes a free step and high kick. It's going to be taken at the 27-yard line by Montgomery. Coming near side, that's Flanagan. And he's slammed down by Cooper Jones at the 40-yard line. A nice return by Flanagan as he's got some electric speed. And Callisburg will have it at their own 41.
Blizzard told me during the break, one stat was five, make sure I get this right, like 5 different players for Callisburg has over 50 yards rushing. 5 different players.
Is that even the tackle? It's got to be the tackle because he had a 58-yard run.
Yes.
Tyler Howe. The story of the night is Howe, but not Howe. It's Tyler Howe.
Wrong Howe.
Wrong Howe. First down and 10.
That just shows that all the different weapons that they have.
Eddie Gill's done a masterpiece with this job so far, with this team so far. It's just done it's what you expect from a veteran coach to put the right pieces in place. Pollard now is going to be under pressure, rolls out right, being chased down by Harrington and just throws it out of bounds. And it'll be second down and 10.
I think Pollard got up limping though. He was rolling to his right, and he's lucky he got out there unscathed because he was limping on his way out, trying to roll around, looking for somebody and threw it away.
Is he coming out of the game? Is that Pollard?
I think he's going to have to. He can barely get around.
Yeah, he's at least walking very gingerly to the sideline. Rosen Rohrbaugh checks in. Colt 45. But he won't go in at quarterback. It'll be Montgomery at quarterback.
Colt Montgomery.
High formation behind the pistol, Montgomery, and this is going to be a handoff up the middle, and that's Kurt. And he rumbles and bumbles for about 5 yards, crossing the 45 to the 46.
Well, it didn't matter who was at quarterback there. Just a quick handoff right up the gut. Get to one of your big backs there. Just like a bowling ball and able to pound his way for 4 or 5 yards.
Third down and 5 for Callisburg. And Montgomery stays in the game at quarterback. Looking for Pollard on the sidelines. Oh, he's getting stretched out on the bench. And here's the option play by Montgomery. He's going to keep it around the right edge, and he's slowing down hard by Jaron Grisham. Right at the first down mark at the 49 in Howe territory. I think they're going to be enough for a first down, and I believe it is. They haven't moved the chains yet, but now they do say first down.
And that was all Montgomery. He had that option there, thought about pitching and decided to go ahead and keep it and just work his way for those extra yardage, and the extra effort was able to get him the first down.
How about these fans for Whitesboro? They suffered, Callisburg, sorry. They suffered through an 0-10 season a year ago, and to get the reward of this tonight.
Yeah, they haven't won since 2018.
Timeout on a delay of game against Callisburg.
Delay of game against the Wildcats.
You know, I've been fighting that Whitesboro thing all night because of Eddie Gill and because we're on top of a press box and because they're maroon and
just throwing you off, huh? And his first game of the season.
Yeah. First down at 15 for Callisburg. As they'll hand off right side. No, a keeper up the middle, Montgomery again, and he's brought down by, well, Brantley Flynn is in there, and then Grisham jumps on the pile at the very end. Also there was Heimall, and now a late flag comes in.
Is that on Jalen?
Jalen was near the official as soon as the flag was thrown, so I'm not sure what this is going to be. It was going to be second down and 12 is what it was going to be, but I have a feeling it's not going to be anymore.
And I'm not sure what Jalen was complaining about. I mean, they got a 2-yard loss on the play. Oh, okay.
Apparently he was talking to a receiver. So, and the official was kind of pointing over here in this direction. This is not going to make Coach Jailing very happy, I wouldn't think. Caroline Slauson, our Night Furniture sideline reporter. I don't think it's going to be a fun night home. Do you think? She might have already left.
She's seen enough.
Caroline's heading back to Grayson County. What was the penalty?
Bulldogs called a timeout.
Is that unsportsmanlike conduct?
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Howe. And Howe calls a timeout. There's 3:20 left to go in the third. We'll keep it right here. What a crazy night. I don't think none of us saw this coming, guys. No. They were 0-10 a year ago, and that just goes to show you just never know. In week one, teams change from year to year. You just don't know. You just don't know.
I mean, there was coaching changes on both sides of the ball. I mean, offensive and defensive coordinators for Howe, head coaches for Callisburg, but the Bulldogs have just not been able to get out of their own way. And you better figure it out because you play Bells next week, and
it doesn't get easier, does it?
You thought the misdirection and the confusion was tough tonight. Bells will have your head spinning.
First down and 10 after the penalty. Now at the Howe 36-yard line. And this is Montgomery into the game at quarterback. Tosses to Flanagan, flag down, and Flanagan's hit hard. And he is driven to the turf very hard, and I think that was Heimall.
Heimall looked like Ronnie Lott coming through there. I mean, just...
He lowered the boom on him.
He really did. The flag before that, I think that may be a hold. As they try to pitch it out.
I believe it's holding against the Wildcats.
The PA guy says he knows what it is. Yeah. Holding against the Wildcats. He's going to go ahead and say it. So I guess we will too. 3:14 left to go in the third. Howe trails 41-8. At this point, it would be one for the ages. It would be a fourth quarter like no other if Howe could come back in this one. They've shown basically no signs of life throughout this entire game, except the 70-yard touchdown pass from Haley to Thornton. That's about it. Montgomery is going to hand off up the middle to Kirk, who breaks free, and he gains 4 or 5 yards near the 40-yard line to the 41. Still well shy of the first down needed. The yards needed to get up to the 26-yard line.
Reading that defensive end, see if he's going to crash down or stay. He stays, so you hand it to Kirk, and he goes just right up the... They're on the hash marks. They get it, and he just tight ropes right along the hash marks there. Straight up the gut.
So it's second down and 15 for the Wildcats. Pistol eye formation. Hand off to Moore. Bounces and breaks free, and he's like Jalen Thornton. He's electric. Not enough for a first, but he does gain perhaps about 9 yards to the 32-yard line.
He's a little guy, but he's tough. You got to wrap him up to bring him down. He's very small, very quick. He won't go down easily.
Kirk will check out of the game. Cerna will check in at fullback now. And all of a sudden, it's 3rd and 7. After all those yards needed, they're just chewing away at it.
Little by little, it's probably 4-down territory for them, too.
2 receivers to the near side. Montgomery hands off Cerna, met at the line of scrimmage, but he bounces out of it, coming near side to the right. Bounces out of another tackle to the 20. And he has a, guess what, first down at the 19-yard line. There's a flag down, which appears to be a hold. So this is going to be negated, at least the first down.
That was a good run there by Cerna. Again, there are many backs that they have. And I don't think, Blake, check me on this, they haven't passed the ball at all this half, have they? I think it's been completely on the ground.
So
attempted one pass this half. It's been all on the ground the rest.
I have a question, guys. There's a $1:43 left to go in the third. We got a fourth quarter left, and what happens if the play-by-play guy cramps up? I'm on my feet the whole night. I'm not used to it. What happened? Can we get Ricky Ake up here?
I'm not massaging your calves, okay? All right?
Anybody got any pickle juice?
There.
So it's third down, and instead of a first down, it's third down and about 15. Ball at the 41-yard line. And this will be a handoff up the middle to Cerna again to the 35.
Gresham on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Kind of a conservative play by the Wildcats there, a 3rd and long, and be a 4th and 10, and see what Coach Gill will do.
For the Wildcats.
If he'll punt or try to go for this at the Bulldog 36. But he's in no hurry, whatever it is.
Yeah, there's 20 on the play clock, and they're not really sending the punt unit in. They are going to go on 4th and 10 from the 36, and a handoff. No, this is going to be Montgomery keeping it up the middle, and he breaks free. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Finally brought down by Heimall.
I tell you, Montgomery, with that option, when he keeps that ball, he is just a magician with that ball, just able to keep it at the right time, cut back, make moves, and he's just done a masterful job tonight, run the ball and working that option, that RPO.
We're inside 30 seconds in the 3rd. Cerna into the game still at fullback. A receiver on either side for Callisburg, and Montgomery in the pistol. Bryce Crosby moves to the line of scrimmage for Howe, and Montgomery is going to try to slice his way through the line of scrimmage. He does to the 5. They'll mark him at the 6.
Flynn making the stop.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Callisburg has owned this one so far, 41-8. It's 4th quarter time in Texas when we return in just a moment.
Justin, Bucksnort Barbecue in downtown Van Alstyne is closing in on an all-time record. They have given away 37 free birthday buffets so far this month.
That's where all you have to do is show your proof of age and get a free Bucksnort Barbecue buffet for your birthday. They even include the drink.
Well, from this angle, they'll keep that offer 5 days before or 5 days after your actual birthday.
It's birthday time in Texas.
Oh, geez. Stop saying everything's in Texas.
Well, Bucksnort Barbecue is in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Vic and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask that you back the Dogs and become a member today. Go visit the Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Have a great year, Bulldogs.
We really need help working in the
One thing I've noticed as I watch Eddie Gill down here on the sidelines, he is not really involved in the huddle game, on the sidelines. He lets his coaches coach.
That's one of the first things I noticed. He's not wearing any kind of a headset.
Yeah,
he's kind of delegating.
His coach is coach.
Yeah,
and he's there to oversee everything. So far, so good. They lead 41-8 as we enter the 4th quarter. Callisburg with the ball at the 6-yard line, looking for more right here. And it's going to be Montgomery in the pistol, and he's going to keep it up the middle, surging forward, not in, but maybe a yard or two to the 4. 11:49 on the 4th quarter clock. This one is going to be a long ride home for the Bulldogs on that bus.
Yeah, this one.
Masks and all. They might want to wear those masks to cover their face after this one. That's an ugly one. This is ugly. It's about as bad as we've seen out of Howe in several years.
Yeah, this one hurts.
Montgomery to Cerna up the middle, churning, fighting, looking for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Wildcats. Again, as Cerna punches it in from 4 yards out. And that extends the lead 47-8.
Well, just another inside handoff there to the fullback, Cerna. He's a tough runner in between the tackles. He's able to plow his way in for the touchdown. And add insult to injury here.
The PAT by Mata is good to make it 48-8. 11:16 left to go in the game. We'll be right back right after this timeout.
Hello, Bulldog fans. This is Juan Enciso, your local farmer's insurance agent here in Howe. We're here to assist you with your insurance needs, including auto, home, life, business needs, and more. We're vested in the community because we are the only insurance agent in Howe. Our office is at 403 West Hanning Street, or we can be reached by calling 972-382-6121. We're also on the web at farmersagent.com/JEnciso. I have the knowledge and experience to help you better understand your insurance coverage options. Call me, Juan Enciso, at 972-382-6121.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The longest drive of the night for Callisburg, plays-wise anyway, 11 plays, 58 yards on the hit exterior scoring drive recap. It was capped off by a 4-yard touchdown by Cerna. And we're at 11:16 left to go in the game. Howe's about to get the football again, and only one score offensively tonight for the Bulldogs. And the Tech Wave kickoff is in the air. It's going to be taken by Cooper Jones. Looking for some seam up the middle, and he's surging at about the 43-yard line, and it'll go down there. A run of about 15 before he hit traffic, and then push the pile about 3 or 4 yards, and Howe will set up shop at their own 43-yard line, it appears. Flag is on the field, however. We haven't seen much of that tonight, have we? Kidding.
Just a bit. Now, I wonder, guys, 48-8, 11:06 left. At what point do you take Haley out there?
Good question. But, you know, Ethan Lopez serves as the backup quarterback tonight, as McNutt is still not ready to go, the backup quarterback. So Haley into the game. 1st and 10, they'll spot the ball at the 48-yard line. And Howe will be just shy of midfield by 2 yards. 11:06 left to go in the game. Trying to find some kind of life offensively. Haley drops back 3 steps, looking left, flushed out of the pocket. Now wants to throw, pressure, and now just heaves it out of bounds as he had pressure down the back of his neck.
Good coverage downfield by the Bulldogs. I tell you, I would like to see. I saw Kobe Taylor a couple of times in the first half. He's been quiet here in the second half. But that time, good coverage there by the Wildcats. Nobody to throw to for Haley, and Haley again gets driven into the turf. Trying to throw that ball away. He's going to be really sore tomorrow, I tell you.
Dylan Hughes into the game at fullback. Ryan Huff comes near side. So on the near side is a freshman and sophomore, Jones and Huff split out wide. Haley in the gun, and he's going to hand off to Hughes up the middle, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, I think, to the 48-yard line. They'll mark it at the 49.
Good penetration there by the defensive line there. Came crashing in.
No gain on the play.
There on Hughes.
3rd down and 10 coming up. 10.5-minute mark left to go in the game.
This would be a good time to throw the ball, but you're kind of worried about Haley's health there dropping back. Pass here.
Hughes into the game. Haley rolls out right, under pressure, and sacked. Back to the 37-yard line. He had no chance. Coming untouched from the backside was Simpson. And man alive, it was easy pickings.
Simpson has done that a couple of times from the linebacker position. Comes in from that backside there, unblocked, untouched, and just has his way there with Haley.
Simpson's 3rd sack of the game. And it's a 12-yard loss. Back to the 37-yard line. The clock rolls at 9:40. It can't roll fast enough. Speed that thing up double time. Thornton back to punt. He stands at his 27-yard line, and there's whistles before the snap. Delay a game against Howe, so maybe they just needed more room to punt, right?
playing the field position game here. I think at this point, you just try to hope nobody gets hurt. Just trying to keep everybody healthy now.
So the ball now spotted at the 32 instead of the 37. We've got to see if Caroline made it home yet. There's a high snap on the punt. Thornton brings it down and kicks an end-over-end kick, and it goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Not a great kick, but at least he got it off after the high snap. And Callisburg will have possession at their own 41-yard line. Are you down there?
I'm here.
Hey, we were looking for you earlier. What's the situation now? I would imagine it's really ugly and everybody's just trying to want to get out. Is that right?
Kind of how you just said, maybe double time that clock. That's how we're feeling right now. This quarter is just dragging by, and as soon as we can get out of here, we can move on to next week.
Yeah, let's do that. 48-8 is our score here in Callisburg, and this is a rough one. It's the first time Howe's ever lost a football game on August 28th.
Wow.
And here's a handoff up the middle, assuming they lose this. I mean, there's 9 minutes. You can score 40 points in 9 minutes, right?
That was number 32,
Right.
on the carry.
I guess John Tyler and
Yeah, there's always that game to look back at. Always. Always.
Oh,
So
no
you're
reference
saying
point.
there's a chance. Gain of a couple. Up to the 43 on first down, so brings up second down at 7, obviously. 8:46, the clock rolls. I would imagine that Callisburg is just going to run the ball and run this clock and get out of here. 2 receivers to the right. They don't want to get anybody injured either. Here's a handoff to Kirk. No, Montgomery keeps it, and again, when he pulls it, you're right. He's able to get out there and run quickly around the left edge. He has a great ball fake.
Yeah. Both Montgomery and Pollard are pretty good at that, but yeah, Montgomery on that one.
So I'll tell you who he reminds me of, and Carson Grogan's going to laugh. Because on the way over here, we were listening to the pregame show, and it mentioned that Scott Grogan, his father, had a 42-yard punt return right here in 1991. Well, the quarterback, Montgomery, is very similar. Here's a handoff to Kirk, who has the first down, crossing midfield to the 47-yard line. So Scott Grogan was the backup quarterback that year. But Howe was really good. They had a sophomore quarterback who Coach McQueen wanted to groom, and he was a big, tall kid, could throw the football, so they wanted him to go. But Grogan was just like Montgomery, and he could run the option and run it to perfection, and if he were the starting quarterback that year, it would not have been a slip at all.
Wow.
So I think Carson's dad tells him he was a stud. Well, he's pretty right. He's right about that.
Pretty accurate.
Here's Montgomery around the left edge, and he bounces out, and he's trying to be tackled by Cameron Langford, and he finally is at the 30-yard line, but not after a first down.
Bulldogs have had trouble tonight all night long with not only with the quick backs, running backs, quarterbacks. They've had top problems tackling as well. Like wrapping up has been an issue.
6 different rushers have over 50 yards for Callisburg now tonight. That is ugly. First down at 10, 7:09 on the clock, and this will be a handoff to Moore up the middle. Is going to be brought down by Brantley. Flynn was the first guy there, and afterwards, Braden Wise closed it up. Raul Hernandez was there, Dakota Harrington was there, and Ethan Lopez was there. So a lot of Bulldogs.
Monty, I know you're our resident historian. Tell me if this is accurate. I think I read a note somewhere that this is the first non-district matchup between Callisburg and Howe since 1989. Does that sound right?
No, that's not right.
Not right?
Well, that could be right.
Non-district.
I have to go back and look. Here's a Montgomery, and he's going to surge forward just right behind left tackle to the 26-yard line. You know what? I'd have to go back and look. I think I don't think that's non-district.
Non-district. I think I saw that in maybe the Sherman paper.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think that may be right. Yeah. Because here's the situation. I'll tell you why they wouldn't play in non-district anymore. Because in 1989, Howe blistered them at home. And the Howe's JV that year went undefeated and actually sent about 4 players to the hospital that night.
Wow.
And here's a play by Montgomery, a run around the right edge, and he is brought down by Wise at the 27-yard line. So
was that a non-district game?
After that that was a non-district game. And after that, after the JV massacre and after Howe's massacre, Callisburg said, we're not going to schedule you anymore. We're not going to do that. And then the following year, they got placed in Howe's district. So they were like, oh, no.
That's about how it goes.
So it's 4th down and 7 for Callisburg. 5:11 on the clock here in the 4th. And it's it may. Here's a handoff left side. Blizzard says, does this make up for 1989? And there was one loss that was even worse than this. I believe it was 2006.
Oh.
It was a pretty bad one. I think Blizzard has the book down there. Hand me that book. Let me see if I can look at that. Let me look. The series. Man, it's really dark. Okay, 63-6 in 2007. Callisburg beat Howe, but that was at Bulldog Stadium. So
that was a district matchup, I guess.
Yeah. It's been ugly. It certainly has. 4:57. Howe has the ball now at the 25-yard line. And this is going to be near side Matthew Hayes into the game, and he'll gain about 5 yards up to the 31, give him 6.
We've had a chance to see some different running backs, fullbacks for the Bulldogs with Hayes there, Hughes, Carson Daniels.
Bryce Crosby's been in the game. He had to carry, I think he hit hard up against the line of scrimmage, if I remember right. So Daniels into the game on a pistol eye formation look. Hayes dots it. Man in motion coming across is Cooper Jones. And Haley wants to hand off Matthew Hayes again, running left tackle. And he's got some good running room across the line of scrimmage. A first down near the 40-yard line at the 39 is where they'll mark it. So a gain of 8 for Matthew Hayes, and he's probably got the best rushing yardage of the night other than maybe Carson Daniels on those couple of carries.
Yeah. He has some good room, good nice little run there.
Matthew Hayes is now the leading rusher for Howe after those 2 carries and 15 yards.
Oh, boy.
3:55 on the clock as Haley is going to turn around and hand to Hayes again. Right tackle escapes a couple of defenders and good for 5-6 yards.
On the rows, number 21.
Well,
number 22 for the
you're going to have to fix things to get, because Bales next week is, the deal is you probably won't get the ball as many times because Bales is going to hang on to it for so long. So you're going to have to fix whatever problems you have because you may not have as many opportunities.
Cooper Jones in the slot to the near side. Still a pistol eye. Ethan Lopez, no, that's Ryan Huff, split out wide to the left. And Haley turns, hands. Carson Daniels bangs over a defender, and enough for a first down, crosses midfield. A new set of downs for Howe. How many first downs for Howe is that tonight, Blizzard?
And number 20, Harry Clark.
That's 4 first downs, including a touchdown. As we hit the 3-minute mark left to go in the game, ball in midfield.
Yeah, this has been a rough night. I mean, Haley's been under assault there in the rest of the backfield. It's been tough to get anything going.
First down and 10, toss to Hayes again. What looked like he was going to stumble and fall at the line of scrimmage, he actually turned and gained a couple. Haley has been sacked 7 times tonight, and that's hard to overcome.
So you think about it, not a lot of time to throw the ball. Penalties, those are 2 ingredients for disaster.
A lot of ingredients that didn't go very well tonight. Haley handoff right side, and this is Daniels again. Plows over a defender for 6 yards, close to a first down at the 42.
I like seeing that. I see Daniels has some power behind his runs. I'd like to see him get the ball more here next week.
So Daniels creeping up on Matt Hayes now as he's at 23 yards and Hayes has 24. 3rd down and 2. Cooper Jones goes in motion from left to right. Haley turns around, hands, and that is going to be Hayes again, and he has a 1st down, and he extends his rushing lead over Carson Daniels to the 35-yard line.
Number 15, Brady Tischler.
A minute 28 left to go in the game. Don't forget we have Legend Bank legendary player of the game. That's going to be tough to figure out who that is.
I don't know.
Colby Taylor, maybe. He had a good first half.
Yeah.
And don't forget we have the Ann's Realty Group post-game show coming up. 1st down and 10. Handoff to Bryce Crosby, who stumbles forward for about 4 or 5 yards near the 30-yard line to the 32 we'll give him.
Yeah, Colby Taylor. You got Jalen Thornton had the long touchdown catch. Other than that, I don't know.
You got really 3 to pick from, unless you want to include Matt Hayes in his scrap time at the end. Heimall did have a pick, yeah. Blizzard throws out Joey Heimall and 7 tackles. Okay. Hey, I'm for that.
A defensive player.
2nd down and 6 as Haley looks for somewhere to go, and he's sacked. 8th sack of the night. Back to the 38-yard line.
Haley kind of goes down and gets up and just kind of like, really? Really? Okay.
Wow. 13 seconds, 12, 11. Don't even have to snap it right here. No need. 5, 4, 3. They're going to snap it. And Haley wants to throw. And across the middle and in and out of the hands of Colby Taylor. Well, that did it for Joey Heimall.
Yeah. Taylor lost a chance.
That's the end of the game, thankfully, as it was ugly tonight. 48-8. Callisburg over Howe. And it's a long ride home on the bus tonight. Eddie Gill, congratulations on your first win as a Callisburg Wildcat. You've turned this thing around in a hurry.
To 8, the final score here tonight.
Well, we'll check and see if we want to talk to somebody, but I don't think tonight's the night to do that. I think we probably want to let this one lie. It's 48-8, and we're going to take a quick time out, and when we come back, it'll be the Ann's Realty postgame show.
If you've ever been in an automobile accident, who do you trust for your needed repairs? Star Auto Body is Texoma's most trusted body shop, serving all of Grayson County and surrounding counties since 1992. Star Auto Body is locally owned and operated. Services include major collision repairs with or without insurance claims, minor cosmetic repairs, parts replacement, and refinishing. Choose Star Auto Body and Alignments in Howe, Texas, 903-532-5365. Star Auto Body of Howe, Texas.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
You're listening to Howe Bulldogs football on HoweEnterprise.com. Not a member of FDIC. Not an equal housing lender. Fake license number 8675309. Howe, Portland, Seattle.
You're listening to the Ann's Realty Group post-game show.
Welcome back to Callisburg, where Howe took a licking tonight, 48-8. Eddie Gill introduced himself to Callisburg and in a big way. And a lot of happy fans over here on this near side as we're up top on the press box. And Howe is getting a speech from their head coach at midfield as they are all taking a knee. And it's going to be a long bus ride home. They're going to have a long film session tomorrow. They're going to have long practices next week. And who knows what's going to come out of this. Sometimes there's big changes that come out of situations like this, especially when you have so many penalties. You have so many second downs and 15s on just about every possession. It was second down and 15. So you never know what's going to take place out of a game like this. But I do know the long film sessions are not fun after games like this.
Pointing at all the different mistakes, that's not going to be a good time for anyone. Yeah, and offensively, it wasn't anything like we expected. Defensively, we knew there would be some question marks, and those kind of reared their ugly head as well, the defense. Yeah, I mean, offensively, you got some things to figure out between now and then. I don't know what they are.
Well, your legendary player of the game, I guess tonight, I guess Joey Heimall, he had 7 tackles and an interception that was, the last play of the first half. But we're waiting on Blizzard's going to tell us something. Maybe the battery might have died. I guess the battery died. And Heimall had the big hit too. Yeah. So I guess we'll agree the first legend bank player of the game is Joey Heimall.
His first game in a long time.
You know what? He needs to play well defensively, because if he doesn't, that means Austin Haley is on the field in the secondary, and you've got to figure out a way to keep Austin Haley off the field as much as you can, especially if he's going to take that much pressure as he did tonight. He took an absolute beating tonight. 8 sacks, and it was pretty bad. Blizzard, let us know when you're ready for stats. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back on the Ann's Realty postgame show, we'll be ready for some stats, and we'll have some highlights as well. We'll be right back.
Buying and or selling your next home should be an enjoyable experience. At Ann's Realty Group, our commitment to the personal relationship with the transaction ensures not only the level of communication that you deserve, but also the assurance that we will be here the next time you need us. We're not a big box real estate company by design. The flexibility that the freedom of being an independent brokerage allows us to be fully at your service as you need us to be. Ann's Realty Group, Ann Dicken Broker, for all your real estate needs. 903-818-2676.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout's limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit 1 offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
You're listening to the Ann's Realty Group post-game show.
Welcome back to the Ann's Realty Group post-game show, and the Blizzard, I believe, is ready for some stats, and hold your socks and everything else, because this is going to be ugly. Try to get you some water first before this one.
All right, I'm going to talk about total yardage first tonight. Callisburg had 405 yards rushing tonight, with 87 yards passing, equaling 492 total yards. Howe, on the other hand, had 109 passing, 70 coming on the big play, and 43 rushing. That is counting the 8 sacks tonight, for 152 total yards. So just think about that difference right there. That's a lot of yards.
What'd they have?
492, 405 rushing.
Wow.
Their leading rusher tonight, they had 2 players with 70. Backup quarterback Montgomery had 8 carries for 70 yards, and split back Moore had 5 carries for 70 yards. Caden Flanagan, 3 carries, 60 yards. Kirk had 7 carries for 23 and a touchdown. Joseph Serena, 6 carries for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. And starting quarterback Jake Pollard, 8 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. Pollard completed 3 passes out of 7 with a touchdown and an interception for 87 yards. Kobe Montgomery, 21 yards and a touchdown reception. And Thurman, 2 catches for 66 yards for Callisburg. On defense, Howe was led by Joey Heimall, 7 tackles and an interception. Carson Daniels, 4 tackles. Colby Taylor, 4 tackles. Jaron Grisham, 6 tackles. Jordan Jones, 4 tackles. Bryce Crosby, 4 tackles. They led the way for the Bulldogs on defense. On offense tonight for the Bulldogs, Austin Haley completed 4 passes out of 10 for 109 yards. The big play was the 70-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Thornton. On running or receptions tonight, Ethan Lopez, 1 catch, 10 yards. Jalen Thornton, 1 catch, 70 yards, a touchdown. Cooper Jones, 1 catch for a yard. Colby Taylor, 2 catches for 29 yards. Running the ball for the Bulldogs, Jalen Thornton, 3 carries, 3 yards. Carson Daniels, 4 carries, 23 yards. Austin Haley, 11 carries for negative 19 yards. That does count the 8 sacks tonight. Dylan Hughes, 2 carries for 6 yards. Matthew Hayes, the leading rusher for the Bulldogs tonight, 5 carries for 31 yards.
All right, thank you, Blizzard, for all of that. We're going to try to get this set up now. Jake Roberts is running our highlights tonight, and I know he's doing a great job. And we're gonna see if we can knock this out, as there's been quite a few highlights, and see if you're on the right track. Are you on the right track there? We'll start if you're ready, and I'll see if I can see because it's kind of dark up here. We'll go start with the first half. So, to recap this ugly game, if you're a Howe Bulldog, the Bulldogs started with the ball first. They went 3 plays and punted. Callisburg took it at their own 32-yard line, and they quickly went 3 plays and 68 yards and scored on a 58-yard tackle-eligible reverse to Tyler Howe. And here comes a reverse to the near side. Big lane up the middle, 40, look out, 30, 20. Nobody's going to catch him. The first score of 2020 is a reverse on the other side of the field to number 65, Tyler Howe. Tyler Howe. You know, we thought this was going to be about Howe, and Tyler Howe said it's going to be about Howe, but it's about him. And he was big in the first half. So then Howe took it and they punted. They gave it back to Callisburg, who went 3 plays, 50 yards, and scored on a 5-yard touchdown by Jake Pollard. And that was a 14-0 lead that Callisburg enjoyed there with 5:11 left to go in the first. Bad snap and a fumble was recovered by Howe. Tyler Howe, that is, not Howe Bulldogs. And that set up a 21-yard touchdown from Pollard to Kobe Montgomery. Steps back, sets up the screen, and that's Montgomery coming left side, getting a block from Mata. He gets cut off, makes a move to the 5, he's in for the touchdown. All of a sudden it's 20-0, and there's 3:44 left to go in the first. Callisburg on top, and here comes the PAT. 21-0 as they converted the PAT. It was a 1-play, 24-yard drive. Howe got it and punted, and then they forced Callisburg to punt. And then Howe got it back and punted again. And then Callisburg punted again. But this time, the punt went through the punter's hands, and Howe got on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. The snap in the end zone, about 8 yards deep. The ball's out, in the end zone, and he just steps out of the back. He dropped the snap, and they're going to take 2 points. So it was a safety, and Howe trailed at that point 21-2 with 4:28 left to go in the second quarter. Howe got it on the safety and punted. Gave it back to Callisburg. They only needed 3 plays and 80 yards to score on a Kirk touchdown. Pollard, is he going to hand off to Kirk? Trying to find the end zone, pushing it through, and there it is. Touchdown Callisburg. They extend the lead 27-2 with 2:22. Make it 28-2 at that point, as the PAT was good. We move on into the second half as Callisburg started with the football. They went 5 plays, 65 yards, and scored on a 37-yard touchdown by Cerna. Pollard takes his time and now gets it. That's not Pollard into the game. It's a new quarterback. And this is a handoff to Cerna up the middle. He's got a lot of room. There's a foot race to the 10, to the 5, to the right corner of the end zone. He's in. Touchdown Callisburg. And it is a rout. Yeah, it was a rout, all right. Make it 35-2 at that point. 8:51 left to go in the third. And now
Howe took the ball and signs of life for the first time this evening. They took the ball at the 32-yard line, and a play later, it was Haley to Thornton.
Looks for a moment to throw, rolls out right in the pocket, all kinds of time down the field. It's going to be caught by Thornton. He's got room. Near side, he's fast. 50, 45, foot race, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, makes a cut on the inside to the 10, to the 5. He's in. It is touchdown time in Texas. For the first time in 2020, that's what Haley and Thornton do when they connect on the short pass. Give it to Thornton and let him do the rest. 70 yards on the pass and catch from Haley to Thornton. And it was a two-play, 68-yard drive. Cut the Callisburg lead from 35 to 8 with 8:01 left to go in the third. But Callisburg answered right back as they always did tonight. 3 plays, 72 yards, and it was a 33-yard touchdown. And here it is. Pollard, handoff, Cerna. No, Pollard's going to keep it around the left edge now. Pitches it to Moore. It's a foot race around the left edge, and he might win it. He is in. Or is he? Yes, he is. Touchdown, Moore in Callisburg, and they add Moore to the mix.
And they added more points on the board, made it 41-8 at that point. 6:51 left to go in the third. Howe got it back and punted again. Callisburg got it back, and for the first time tonight, they put together a long drive. That just means they didn't score quickly. They put a drive together of 11 plays and 58 yards and scored on a 4-yard touchdown, another one by Cerna.
Up the middle, churning, fighting, looking for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Wildcats. Again, as Cerna punches it in from 4 yards out.
That made it 48-8 with 11:16 left to go in the game. And from that point, it was just back and forth to end the game, kill the clock, get out of here, and that's what Howe's doing right now. They are putting on their masks, they're getting on the bus, and they're getting the heck out of Callisburg.
You know, this loss, you know, is going to sting, and it probably should. I hope it ticks them off a little bit. I hope it makes them mad and sends them back to the drawing board, players, coaches, everybody, and try to figure out what's wrong here. You know, you can sulk and feel sorry for yourself, but you better get ready for bells next week, because it's going to get tougher next week.
Yeah, I know some coaches that will probably be up all night and not get a wink of sleep, and somehow try to figure that out. How do you stay up all night thinking about what if and what you do and try to fix it? And then, you know, you gotta go to film session in the morning. So is this a no sleep night and go straight to work and stay at it? Who knows? You know.
Well, you know, you have the 24-hour rule where you celebrate it, or you mourn about it for 24 hours, then you just think about next week. But this will be hard to forget about, though.
Yeah, this one's going to be hard. You know, but here's the thing. The good thing is it's week 1.
Yeah, you got 9 more days.
And you keep improving and improving and improving, and you know, by the time you get to the end of the season, all these sophomores are not new sophomores. They're about to be juniors, and that makes a big difference when you can get that, you know, experience on the field. And hey, this is a young football team.
It is.
And we talked about how much and how good they are in skilled position and talented the skilled positions are, but they're still a young football team. There's a freshman that played out here a lot of snaps on offense. There's 3 or 4 sophomores that played almost every snap on offense. So there's going to be growing pains. If anybody thought they were going to go out there and, you know, and I'm guilty of that. I just assumed, you know, there's so much talent out there, they're going to go out here against the 0-10 team from a year ago and just light up the scoreboard. Well, Eddie Gill had something to say about that tonight.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and you're right. There are a lot of sophomores. You're looking at the roster. There's a lot of players. You know, we talked about the talent that was going to be coming up, and it's starting to kind of come in here. But this is their first game. The speed of the game. Players are bigger, stronger, and faster, and you got to get used to that. But yeah, it's week 1, so you just got to go back to the drawing board and see what you can improve on.
Don't forget, for all your real estate needs, get a hold of Ann's Realty Group. They're our post-game sponsor. And for everyone who's been a part of this really ugly game 1, hopefully next week gets better. We're going to be at Bell's. We'll be in the bleachers again. 2 weeks in a row, we'll be in the stands, and it's going to be hot over there. So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including our engineer Carson Grogan, our intern Jake Roberts, our sideline extraordinaire Caroline Slauson, our statistician Blake Burnett, our great color analyst. I'm kind of go through the motions here and try to. Justin White, our color analyst. For everyone who's been a part of this one, I'm Monty Walker, and we will see you next week at Bells, Texas. So long, everybody.